Hey guys, Masningen here, back with another episode of the Slot 1 Super Podcast. I'm here with my hosts, Minato and Vilify. How are we doing today?
I'm trying to decide whether yours is worse than Toon's or better. I can't decide.
I was thinking about that in my head. I was like, I think I got that right. I'm not sure.
It's funny because both of them just sound like someone trying to do an impression of Harry Potter and not what I actually sound like. But
yeah.
But hey,
I remember when I should have listened to your intro.
Was it Truth that did
his is really
imitation
funny.
of you?
No, it was Toon in a stream. That
was Toon. Where's my paycheck?
Yeah. Yeah, it was Toon in a stream that Truth and some of the others were in because it was in the 5-9 days.
Dude, I remember that, dude.
Yeah, because they hadn't paid me yet.
It's crazy. We actually can think about that, and it was like a quarter century ago already.
Damn.
It makes you feel old, doesn't it? It's like, yeah, that really was like 3 to 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, but we're already off on a tangent. But welcome back, Slot 1 Super Podcast. I have been designated with the hosting responsibilities this week around, so we are talking about a lot of fun stuff. We've got a brand new LR in the game. I say brand new. We're a few days behind, but we got some easy A's, the Global Dokkan campaign, a very special guest for the Global Dokkan campaign, not on the Slot 1 Super Podcast, but on the Reveal stream. Mr. Dragon Ball, I believe it is. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's who that is. Then we got the Metal Cooler Army situation, the most content creators just trying to lie to the player base and say, hey, you're not supposed to summon on this banner, getting rid of depleting players of their valuable resources on this amazing banner that we told everybody to skip, and all kinds of other stuff, right? There's all kinds of fun things. Even LR lewd, right? We got lewd before Kid Boo. We can make the joke now and we can move on from it.
Yeah.
But I think that's as always. I mean, I guess I'll do the real intro this time. I am not alone. I am joined. You guys already heard them. Masningen, Minato's Flash. Minato may or may not be with us this whole episode. We'll have to wait and see. They work a busy schedule, and
let's just say
being here was a brave effort.
Them chasing the day is not good for me. It's a day it's not the freest. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So, I guess the appropriate starting point would be Cell Max, as he is, I believe, the thumbnail. I didn't even look, if I'm being honest. I saw the title. LR Cell Max. That's the beginning of the title. So he is an interesting character, I'd say, for sure, and was just another long list of buffs for a specific team that we'll get into in a little bit. You know exactly who I'm talking about. But with that being said, I like the flash right to the Metal Cooler Army, unless I'm behind.
Yeah, no, it's the.
I
had the last one I added was up first, so there you go.
Yeah.
I saw Drace's comment in the chat, and I was like, "Nah, there's going to be no technical issues this time." And then I had the wrong image lined up as the first image, so let's go.
Listen, it happens. It's like, as someone said in the chat, it's only natural that we get things wrong, technical difficulties, and then Minato lying. That's like the staple of the every episode. Minato said that he should summon on the Metal Cooler banner. That is a good question.
I recall.
I'm sure I could find something. I know I was like very upset that you got Pui Pui right.
Yeah, because I'm awesome and cool.
That was my you could find my reaction to you being right live. Yeah. I was like, there's no way that's Pui Pui. I think I DM'd you. I'm like, you had a leak. There's no way.
No, I did not have a leak though. That's pretty funny.
But all right. Let me zone it. Cell Max, fun character. I think that he very much embodies what you're looking for with Cell Max, where it's like he comes out and feels like this invulnerable monster, and then as the fight goes along a little bit, we kind of transition, if you will, where we have super high, it's always funny seeing those massive percentages. If you guys remember last year with Mercenary Tau, where I believe it was attack plus, it was either 713 or 1,000, one of those two numbers. I think it was 1,000.
Yeah.
Where if the enemy is stunned, this is what I'm happening, because this was a character that I have not used much because I just never had him.
Yeah, I didn't get him.
Mercenary Tau. Yeah, it is 1,000. It's just the enemy has to be on low HP. I knew I wasn't crazy. Yeah. So when the enemy is stunned, you get a baseline of 500%, a guaranteed crit, and then if they're under 70% HP, you get another 500% attack. So with that being said, Cell Max gets his 999%, attack and defense right off the start. So that's always just kind of funny to see. But with that being said, I don't think that, especially on the teams that you want to run him on, if you're running like a double movie bus setup, you kind of just find yourself saying, it's like, why would I not just run, if you have it, obviously, the Metal Cooler Army setup? Because especially when you look at the core of that team, some of the best characters, the Metal Cooler Army, LR Metal Cooler, more on that later, STR Final Form Cooler, you've got Turles. So all of these characters kind of combine together, and it's like the Metal Cooler Army setup feels just like better because you can run 2 Metal Coolers.
Yeah.
I will say my thoughts on this real quick before I do have to go, unfortunately. Like I said, I was going to be here for a few minutes. I think Cell Max is good, but like you said, it's just like he doesn't like everyone on his team is just on the Metal Coolers team. Yeah. Like that's just how it is.
Right. It's just like I'd rather run 2 of them.
Yeah, the biggest problem is he's not on the Metal Cooler team. So
exactly. Mm-hmm. So you can't even run him.
Yeah. So you can't even run like a Metal Cooler friend if you don't have him like with Cell Max, because it just doesn't work. Like yes.
Minato, I know you tweeted something like a couple weeks ago where you're saying like, I hope that Magenta or something is a part of this unit, so that way we can get more categories. Like any way to get this character on Terrifying Conquerors.
If Magenta was on the card, this character would be on what's it called? Terrifying Conquerors.
Would he have been on Terrifying Conquerors?
Yeah, I think so. He's trying to rule the world.
Yeah, I would guess
kind of like Demon King Piccolo.
Who about? Hang on, let me.
Is
just
that the baseline?
Let me look up some of the other like Red Ribbon Army characters from like DB.
I thought you were going to say Magenta. I was going to be like, buddy.
Yeah, look up the Magenta cards that we have so many of.
Yeah.
No, but like I think I would say it's just like Demon King Piccolo. Like they're both trying to rule the world.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just like applying logic to Dokkan, I think, is where you're kind of making the fault there.
I guess so. But like, I'm
like,
sure like we could. I mean, General Blue isn't General Blue on it.
I'm just looking now.
No, I don't
I'm
think
just looking into the Earthlings category because we've got like SR,
General Blue.
We've got
Dragon Ball Seekers and Human Deeds Mission Execute. Like Mission Execution.
Yeah, because he's hired to just.
Oh, he is on Terrifying Conquerors. You're right.
Yeah, see, exactly. Yeah, that's what I thought. He is a Terrifying Conquerors.
Yeah, even the like SR, like he starts off as an R, but like the Staff Officer Black, right? He's on.
Yeah, their goal is to rule the world.
So yeah, any Red Ribbon Army character technically should be on.
Bringer is also
Terrifying Conquerors. That means then
Jiro is there.
Okay,
yeah, Dr. Jiro's there. Okay,
yeah. So literally anyone like Red Ribbon Army is on.
It's just probably like Jiro 19's on there because Jiro himself doesn't have a standalone SSR. So.
Yeah, I definitely agree with like your philosophy. I just don't know if Dokkan would have been like using their heads, but if that's the consistency there, then sure.
The only problem is it would have to be for him to have those categories. It'd have to be reverse exchange, which is like, I mean, even if they made Magenta good, he's such like an unhyped, like no one cares character that him being like part of reverse exchange with a Cell Max seems really like just like who wants that?
I mean, let's think about it, right?
Right.
Like Golden Frieza and Gogeta, people wanted to get to go. Like if Golden Frieza is like Magenta.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Legends kind of did it the best way that they could for their game.
Yeah.
Like giant characters have always been controversial. Stuff. So it's like it's not a revive. It's just like after Magenta loses, it's just like an AoE attack. Like Cell Max comes out, blows up, and everybody takes damage. So, but you are right. Like a reversible exchange of Magenta, it just wouldn't have worked. I don't think in terms of.
I just think it could have been Magenta. I mean. Magenta, and then it's like Tech Broly. Turn one Magenta, then he turns into Cell Max. It's just imagine Magenta and the banner icon. Like that's
obviously the only
problem. Like
with how Dokkan
LR and Magenta in the box. Like
Yeah, the problem with how Dokkan works is it'd be like Future Gohan and Trunks, and then he'd only be on Magenta's categories, which would be good because he'd be on Terrifying Conquerors. But then he wouldn't be on movie bosses.
Conquerors,
the worthy sacrifice, right? Sacrifice hype for the Metal Cooler team to get on there. Like,
yeah. I mean, would that be?
I think from a player standpoint,
I mean, I can see
for the players.
Like, to me, it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think if there's any other examples now of like,
of what?
Because technically, Cell Max, even though he's like the boss of the movie, he's obviously not like the boss of the Red Ribbon Army. Like he is the, even though obviously he goes crazy and does what he wants, he's technically as a android, he's like
Cell
the property of the Red Ribbon Army. So you could argue that like
Cell
Magenta could be on movie bosses, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. No. I don't know whether they would, but I mean, considering how stingy they are with giving other characters movie bosses, they probably wouldn't. He probably wouldn't give it to him.
Because, do you want to go by a logic here? Like, actually, I might be capping. Hold on.
Yeah, check.
I'm trying to think. I'm thinking about Paragus,
right?
And I'm trying to remember if the tech one is on movie bosses.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Okay, I do have to head off now. Appreciate y'all. I think Max is pretty good. I just think that, he needs a home. Honestly, if Super Bosses becomes a real team again, like Rose Goku Black and Plus Master, that's still good. Cell Max is really good. Yeah. So maybe we know that UBS Broly's
going to his the 12th anniversary, and he's Super Bosses and movie bosses. So
I was going to say his domain could be tricky with Super Bosses, but Broly kind of shuts that up.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys later.
All right.
Thank
you later.
Bye, everyone. Physical Metal Cooler is awesome. He's so good. He's really good.
He is. Yeah. That is true.
Okay, so now that they're gone, we could talk about her. They showed up for the paycheck.
Yeah.
Okay, so but Paragus is not on movie bosses. So if you kind of want to go on that way, I mean, Paragus made Broly. If we really want to break it down, so
well, it's I guess because it's like it's tough because Broly, Paragus.
Because I was thinking about the Int one too,
but
I was thinking his father, but that too.
But well, that's what because when I was saying about Magenta, I mean more so that he is his boss in like the hierarchy of the Red Ribbon Army, but he's not like they wouldn't consider him like the boss of the movie. And that's unfortunately what Dokkan usually does with movie bosses, because even characters like the androids 14 and 15, like they obviously fight the other characters as well, like throw hands with them and then fuse into the Super 13, but they're not on movie bosses. Like it's literally, they're very stingy with who gets movie bosses. So I feel like they probably wouldn't give it to him.
Is this the first time we've done a show, just you and me?
I think it might be.
It might be. Yeah. Like I'm just thinking about it. So
just chilling.
Yeah, I think that this is kind of a reflection to me of where the inflation of categories becomes a little bit of an issue, because rather than movie bosses, why isn't it just movie villains? You know what I mean? Or because movie heroes, but because you're backing yourself into a corner where it's when the only characters in the game are Bojack and Broly, it's that's fine. But then you get into these inner machinations where it's we do have Magenta, who plays a major role. I don't remember how much involved he is in Superhero. I know that he's there from the start, right?
He's the one.
He recruits Dr. Hedo, right?
He's in charge of the Red Ribbon Army. He funds the whole project. Then he releases Cell Max. So he's the whole story doesn't happen without him.
He boosts himself up, right? Where he's he's got the suit going.
Yeah, he puts on the weird cyborg jacket thing, and then just gets killed by Hedo's robot wasp thing.
But it's also. But who's to say? Because it's we don't have a sample size. Maybe in theory he would be on movie bosses. We just don't know yet.
Yeah,
if he wasn't in the game and we had that, it would be a discussion.
Yeah.
But I've always kind of said that where I'm it's cool to have 90 categories in the game, but I also think just having all of these extra ones and giving all of these strict restrictions and then restricting characters to said categories, that's always been a complaint of mine. Because when you really break it down, do we need Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3? And honestly, we don't.
No.
Power Beyond Super Saiyan could condense all of that.
Yeah, now that Power Beyond Super Saiyan exists, because even back when they came out, Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3 have always been such small categories that barely ever get any buffs, because there's not that many characters even available for those categories.
I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Are you looking at the Super Saiyan 3 team? Or your thing, or are you just chilling right now?
No, I'm not looking at it right now. But...
Okay. I'm gonna quiz you right here.
Oh, okay.
I think you can get this.
Okay.
Who's the latest Super Saiyan 3 leader in the game?
Leader? Oh god. I thought you were gonna say unit.
No, that's Daima Vegeta.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I'd have forgotten that, to be fair, because it's a different kind of Super Saiyan 3. I was gonna say Angel. Is it no? Angel Goku doesn't lead Super Saiyan 3, does he? It's
He was
Buu,
So
oh, does he?
The first one was Angel Goku does, not the AGL one. The Int one does.
Oh right. Oh geez. Okay.
There's one more. There's a character you're missing. Honestly, I don't know why he leads this, but he's here.
I know the original one was Bardock. I'm trying to think who the other one even is. Who leads Super Saiyan 3? I did that thing, that people do when someone's like, "Don't look." As soon as I heard you say the words "Don't look at chat," I accidentally looked at the chat. Okay, yeah. I would not have guessed. Physical Super Saiyan 3 Rose leads Super Saiyan 3.
I didn't know that.
I totally
either.
forgot about that.
You're the heroes guy, and I was like,
I totally
maybe, I was kind of expecting you to just like rip it. You're gonna be like, "Oh, Rose," I'd have been like, "Okay."
That's the thing. Right. I do love that unit, and I thought he was underrated when he came out, but I can't remember that he leads Super Saiyan 3 because I'm just looking at his passive now, and obviously he's just like all the other heroes characters where you need to run him with crossover characters. So nothing about his passive or anything is even relative to like Super Saiyan 3 characters, apart from obviously the fact that Heroes was one of the only things that was actually giving us more Super Saiyan 3 category characters.
That's true.
Because realistically, we can literally only get like Gokus and Gotenkses, and obviously now Daima Vegeta. But I totally forgot that was one of his leader skills. Jeez.
Do you remember Super Battle Road batch drops? I prefer those so much more to the new format. But I remember Super Saiyan 3 for me was tricky when it came out because I don't think at the time I had that Xeno Goku. Because he was really helpful, and then the twin Dragon Fist Goku I don't think I had because my account had started in like 2020, and I didn't have them. Yeah. So this was like my first year of content creation too. Yeah. So like I remember just like those batch drops were fun. Can you tell me the latest leader for Super Saiyan 2?
God. Jeez. So was it the Tech Vegeta that transforms into Majin Vegeta? I think he was the first one.
All right, let me rephrase this question. Is there another one after that Vegeta?
Actually, is there not?
I'll give you the gamble. Yeah, that's the question. Is there or is there not one?
I don't think there is.
It's a 50-50. Okay, is that your final answer?
Yeah, I don't think there is.
Okay, you're right.
Oh my goodness.
He's the only leader that came out at the beginning of end of 2019 for JP? May 2020 on global. There hasn't been a leader for that team in over 6 years.
Late Super Saiyan 2 has more potential characters, but we just never get like Super Saiyan 2.
It's not as much as you think.
The fact that Majin Vegeta counts is cool, but like, we basically never get Super Saiyan 2 characters. Like Gohan is obviously classic as well, but like, there's a few Gokus, Kale and Caulifla, but such a few and far between.
I want to give you a time frame here.
Okay,
so we went from Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan like Christmas 2020. The next Super Saiyan 2 LR was 10 years Super Saiyan 2 Gohan.
Damn. Oh boy.
So like a 5-year gap almost in between characters, for LRs at least. But when you look at the TURs, it's like we went Kale and Caulifla, Majin Vegeta, and then we didn't see another one until Transforming Goku from New Year's with Kid Buu.
Oh wow.
And then the next Dokkan Fest was Kale. Then after that it was Mini Goku.
Damn.
So it's a weird, like Super Saiyan 2, but this is all just to illustrate the point here.
Yeah.
That we don't need this category.
Yeah.
Or we don't need Super Saiyan 3 either. Like it was cool at the time, but let's condense any line of text that says Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan 3 in Dokkan, replace it with Power Beyond Super Saiyan.
Yeah, that would be very, very good.
That's all there is to it. Even the leader skills.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that would be good. Yeah, because that would be helpful. You're probably not running them anyway, like you said, but it'd be kind of good. But yeah, we've talked about it before, and I know you said it, and I wanted to not forget to add it in, even though I know we have talked about it even in the past. But like, it's just weird that they decided that the bosses versions of the categories, because obviously we have movie bosses and we have super bosses.
I know.
But like, so they made the heroes versions of the categories. Like it's literally every single superclass character. So even characters like the one that stands out to be the most as the most egregious, like especially like spit in the face of the villains, like the Krillin in the Piccolo fit, who is literally in the last 5 minutes of the second Broly movie. He's on Movie Heroes because he's a superclass character that's in a movie. But for movie bosses, it's like, no, you have to be the main boss of the movie. Otherwise, you don't get to be on the category. Where literally every good guy that's in the movie for like 5 seconds gets to be on Movie Heroes.
I have a good
crazy.
example too. Like Fit Boo is on Superheroes.
Yep.
When all his contribution is like Goku's like, wow, look how strong Boo is, and then he just hits the hay again.
Yeah,
like,
he's in like one episode where he spars with Goku for like 5 minutes, and he's on Superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, again, to be on
Goku's
Super
recruitment
bosses...
arc where he was just lying about his power to everybody, maybe minus 17 apparently, but you know. Like,
but yeah,
I remember like the Dragon Ball community at that time losing their mind over Krillin's like Kamehameha, like kind of competing with Goku. Like, guys, don't you think Goku was probably just holding back?
Easy,
like,
chilling.
Hey.
But yeah,
chilling.
GT,
you look at this
GT's the
like,
other one. I forgot. I knew there was another one because I was thinking movie bosses,
the same way.
Bosses. But yeah, GT is the same one. Because again, like you have to be the boss.
Who's the one?
So Hellfighter 17 and that aren't on there. It's only when they become Super 17.
Yeah.
Like none of the other Shadow Dragons are on there until unless they involve Omega.
Oh,
actually, no, all of the Shadow Dragons are, aren't they? Actually, they're the exception.
True.
They're the exception.
Nova's here,
all the Shadow
Ice
Dragons
here,
are, including even the terrible ones, which is weird because they all get to be on there.
The baby bros should be here.
But yeah, like
why are Gohan and Goten not here?
Massively shafted. So,
what's the difference between Baby Vegeta and Baby Gohan and Goten that quantifies?
Yeah, that is true actually. Because because the Baby Vegeta that gets to be a GT boss is just Vegeta possessed by Baby. So why is not every single version of characters possessed by Baby? They should be on GT bosses because Baby on his own is on GT bosses. Yeah, that actually does make no sense. I never thought about that.
Yeah. I didn't either until I'm looking at this now. Like,
yeah, that makes no sense. So if he's on his own, or if he's possessing only Vegeta, he's a GT boss. But if he's possessing anyone else, he isn't a GT boss anymore. That's so
Mark
dumb.
is saying that it's for skill orbs.
Yeah.
Man, I don't have my Super Saiyan 2 skill orbs. I don't know, like my account's bricked. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, categories like that's like a whole like I could do a whole episode like on my own channel on the podcast talking about where it's like all of these different issues with categories and these restrictions and all these fun things.
It's like we went through that period in I'm trying to think back to what year
2020.
It was. Yeah, but it was like every Dokkan Fest was basically coming out with a new category, and most of them were just completely pointless.
And they stopped that, thankfully.
Yeah. But yeah, now we have so many.
I feel like like what's the latest new category in the game?
I think it's
it Daima?
Is it mission? Oh, actually, yeah, it was mission execution, but I think it's Daima now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was mission execution, but it's Daima now.
Yeah, mission and that category gets like hella leads, does it not?
What mission execution?
And it's like, oh yeah, here's another mission execution lead for you because there's like this Glorio, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's a weird one because that's one that includes so many characters.
No, Glorio's not on it, right?
Tons of yeah. I thought he
no.
was,
so it's Tao, Ultimate Gohan, Deborah. So it's less than I thought. But that's a pretty quick stretch. Like New Year's 2026, and then like post Annie 2026. Like here's 2.
Yeah,
with Super Saiyan 2 hasn't gotten one in 6 years.
Yeah,
almost 7.
There's a few characters that have it as their secondary as well, because I got confused. I thought 16 was a mission execution leader, but that's just part of his.
What is he? He's androids and something else.
Uncontrollable power, which is interesting because all of the
synergy
16s,
there.
17s, and 18s are on uncontrollable power. Yeah, the last 3
the
new
Broly 16 rotation
were demonic power, mission execution, and now Daima. Yeah, that's it.
Now Daima,
that was all...
So, yeah, Mark, that's where I was thinking. Ningen, he no, we were talking about the same thing. Yeah, like it was all out struggle, rapid growth, revenge. Like Namegoku's not on revenge.
Yeah, it's like what?
It's the most ridiculous thing ever.
My favorite one of like the old memes that I saw posted at the time quite a bit is the fact that the I think it's AGL LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I'd have to double check, but AGL LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the name of the card is Miraculous Awakening Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and he's not on the Miraculous Awakening category. Is it this guy? maybe
I'm
it
pulling
isn't
it up
him
right
then,
now on the
'cause
side
that's
too.
at
Is it the
Apex of
anniversary one?
Supreme Saiyan Power. It might be someone else.
Is it if it's a Super Saiyan 4 Goku? Just go to GT Heroes. One of us will find it. Is it maybe? Is it like the TUR?
No,
I'm just giving you a thought.
I was gonna say now I can't find it, but there is a Goku.
Ultimate.
Maybe it's a Super Saiyan.
Someone in the
I'm not
chat
sure.
will know.
But yeah, there's a Goku that the name of the card is
what's it called?
Miraculous Awakening, and he's not on Miraculous Awakening.
I got it. Hold on.
I will find it somewhere.
It's
the SSR.
I think I got this right. Yeah,
so I was right, but yeah, it's the SSR, not the LR. But yeah, the card, because they all have those little titles.
He's not on
his
here.
His is literally just Miraculous Awakening, and he's not on the Miraculous Awakening category. It's like, how? How did that happen? Like, what is the parameters of that category if a character who is literally called
Let's see what it is on the wiki.
Yeah. Those are always
this website
fun.
is nostalgic, man.
I was going to say, those were always fun back in the day as well, where people would say, like, oh, well, the wiki says it's this. So it's like, yeah, but that's not official. It's just like what whoever does the wiki says that it is. But
well, don't you know this wiki admin is always right? Well, it's like, it's a good way to give you like a bar and then something to complain about.
Yeah. Because
so
let's see,
this character,
Awakening?
I'm trying to go down there now. This website, character consists of characters who awaken in incredible power due to critical circumstances,
which is like almost every transformation in Dragon Ball, basically.
And when has there ever been a transformation stemmed by like not?
Yeah,
I guess Goten and Trunks.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, like first transformation.
Goten went Super Saiyan because Chi-Chi was
the first time we see a form for the first time. Like, surely it's pretty much always like fits that description for the most part. Like,
right. Like Gohan kind of like tapped into Super Saiyan 2 in the time chamber and Goku saw it or something like that. But like the official transformation is like, you know, it's it's like Goten went Super Saiyan because Chi-Chi was like hitting him with a belt. He's just like,
it's like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is on Miraculous Awakening. He gets to be on there.
Right.
But yeah, it's actually, I guess to be fair, Super Saiyan 3, Goku doesn't achieve Super Saiyan 3 for the first time in like a critical situation, does he? He does it while he's training and then shows it off for the first time afterwards.
That's true. Yeah, Blue just training.
Yeah, Blue and 3 are both like unlocked like off screen, and then Goku's like, "Oh yeah, I can do this now." By the way, like, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, so like, but like most of the time, but like to be fair, I don't think those are on the cat. Like, I guess that is like because we said like all the transformations, but
yeah, so actually, yeah, not all the transformations.
Major like transition that we see or any transformation we see, it's like usually it stems from that.
Yeah, usually. Like...
So it's like Super Saiyan 4 adult Goku from Daima is not on the category, but mini Goku is. Because that's when the power is awakened.
Okay.
Because like I guess well, because he's already got it by then, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah.
and Neba was the one who came in, like he was the MVP.
Yeah.
Like, he came in and just made sure everybody was straight.
Yeah, because isn't that why because that's why like mini Goku is on Demonic Power, but adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku isn't. So
it's a whole can of worms. Like it's
good times. I like this stemmed from a conversation about Magenta, but yeah, good old Dokkan categories. They've always been very, very inconsistent and weird.
And frustrating.
The classic one that I will always bring up every time. I'm sure I brought it up on this podcast.
I got one too.
The number of times is probably in double digits now. But it's the one that it was my one IRL friend from that I used to work with that played Dokkan as well.
Sure.
It was the one that annoyed him the most, was the fact that LR, King Cold, and Mecha Frieza are not on Space Traveling Warriors, and the spaceship that they came to Earth on is literally in the background of their card art, and they're not on Space Traveling Warriors.
Yeah. My one is Vegeta and Nappa. The LR, they're not on Dragon Ball Seekers,
right?
And like, I think this is in a truth video, but like, Nappa words out of his mouth and sub are the Dragon Balls are our primary objective. Like that's what they're on Earth for, is to get the Dragon Balls. They're not there to get revenge for Raditz.
Yeah, because they don't care about Raditz. Yeah, it's what.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Dokkan doesn't. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, Space
Topo
Traveling Warriors
made
is a
it,
meme.
but,
Yeah. Well, like the big one that came out recently, because obviously we talked about him, so we can kind of bring it back full circle, I guess, a little bit. Is the big one that people were talking about recently is the fact that obviously Metal Cooler isn't on Space Traveling Warriors because why exactly? Because I don't know. Because
the whole
he
movie
travels
takes
through
place
space in the. I mean, the movie takes place, I guess, on one particular planet, but the whole point is like
because he's the big
Getty
Star at that
Star
point, I
like
don't know.
travels through space, destroying planets. And then the only way I've seen it like explained by people is that it's like because the Metal Cooler Army card is just all of the clones of Metal Cooler, it's not him specifically that is traveling through space. So that's why he's not on it. It's like
it
just put him on it.
shouldn't
Like,
need to be
just put him on it.
yeah, like it shouldn't need to be this complex. Like that's why having all these categories is silly, where it could just be as simple as it is. I think a lot of the times Legends does a better job of it, where it's like a cooler character, okay, powerful opponent, what is it called? Lineage of Evil, movies, whatever, and like you're kind of just good to go.
Yeah.
But with this character, it's like, oh, but it's the clones. You don't understand. It's like, no, let's just like this can be black and white. It doesn't need to be so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right though. Looking at this here, it is the army of them, but
yeah.
Are the other ones not on there? That's what I'm trying to find now.
I think I can't remember. But the thing is, like, it makes that reason.
Is physical Metal Cooler on there?
It's I don't think so. But because isn't there the difference? I think the one that is actually transforms into the Metal Cooler core, I think has
he's not on there
that they don't have. I can't remember, but yeah,
it's a giant form.
Like, yeah, no, I don't think the physical Metal Cooler one does, because the other one is Planetary Destruction as well. But again, it comes back to the whole.
I'm looking at the AGL one right now.
The big Getty Star that does
giant form.
Actually, him, but yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. But yeah, categories in Dokkan have always been weird.
Never apply logic to categories in Dokkan. There you go.
Exactly.
We're now known as the Slot One Category Podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like we just complain about categories. But we briefly mentioned them earlier. This is to come back to say, did you summon for Cellmax?
I did. Because my sort of thought process was, because obviously I know you do them too, like when we do our summon or skip videos, which I know I think we're going to talk about a bit later.
We'll get into that.
Cooler. Yeah. But yeah, like I think for me it's one of those things where, as someone who doesn't have Tech Metal Cooler, I really wanted this guy because the movie we've gotten so many movie bosses buffs recently, and obviously I just didn't have, like, because Golden Freezer and Gogeta, they lead movie bosses for the 170, but then with their plus 50%, there's a lot of the movie bosses characters that have come out recently that just aren't on that full leader skill, so that team isn't as good. And so I just really wanted to have the Carnival movie bosses lead. We talked about it in the lead up to his release. I really wanted them to give him movie bosses as the 220. And so, yeah, when I saw that he had that as the lead and that he was pretty good, I decided to summon. I got fairly lucky. I got him in about 600 stones and like the cheap, like the $5 ticket pack. So not too bad. But I also, though, funnily enough,
on that banner, huh?
I went from, my goal was, because I also checked before, I haven't had great luck overall with the Whis event, with the God skill orbs and stuff. Aside from, apparently, it turns out I had some really, really good extreme AGL ones. So I was kind of tempted to go like really hard and try and get 2 dupes. But I think once it took me like 600 stones to get 1 copy, I decided to stop. I did go from having Tech Broly, who of course hadn't come back on a banner yet, missed the festival himself. I had him at 55%. He's now Rainbow.
Nice.
Because I pulled 4 copies of him. I pulled like 5 or 6 Bird Coups. I pulled 1 physical Metal Cooler. And then, obviously I pulled 1 Cell Max. So I pulled a lot of the other featured Carnival LRs, but unfortunately only the 1 Cell Max. So I just have to keep him at 55% now. But did you summon for him?
I did a rotation to test the waters and nothing.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
I like in theory, I have 51 stones right now. I could, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, that's fair.
And speaking of like God orbs, I have like some really good ones for Extreme AGL as well. Like I think every type of God orb for Extreme AGL, like I'm just looking at my gold ones right now. I have, let's see, No, I don't have an additional attack one. Actually, I have it on Goma.
Okay.
So
yeah, because I got
I have level 8 offense and defense for all 3.
Yeah, I've been overly lucky with the Extreme AGL because I got some really good ones that I gave to Goma, and I still have some good ones because like my Goma has a level 7 attack and defense. I know the best one is like level 8, I think, and then he has the level 7 dodge, level 7 defense, and like level 8 crit, level 4 defense. But I still have the blue gold one, the level 8 additional defense one. But yeah, once it took me 600 stones to get one copy, I was like, yeah, I think I'm done, and had already rainbowed Broly. I was like, yeah, I think I'm done with this banner now.
Yeah, this is gonna sound funny, but like Birdcoo would be like the main get for me outside of Cellmax, I think.
Oh, okay.
Because for whatever reason, I just haven't pulled that character very much. He's 69%.
Oh wow. Okay.
But coolers like Metal Coolers rainbowed. Broly has a dupe in him, but it's like unless they start adding crazy stuff, I really don't. I actually did get some usage out of that Broly. He counters the Beast Gohan super in whatever fight that was.
Yeah, because that was the one where that one had the movie bosses mission, didn't it? Yeah, and I used Tech Raffle Broly for that as well. Funnily enough, yeah, it's
they try and make you think that you need Metal Cooler, but you don't.
Yeah. So many people that are just like, oh, the mission's easy. Just use Tech Metal Cooler. It's like, yes, it's very easy if you have Tech Metal Cooler, but I don't. And fortunately, it's just, you don't need to.
I'm trying to we're trying to build up to that discussion. I feel like that could go on forever, but yeah, like I guess we could transition from that with like summoning and things like that. I think that the Cell Max is good, but like we already talked about it at the top of the hour, where it was like it really felt like you just want to run the Metal Cooler team.
Yeah,
and it's funny. Aaron Minato is not with us right now. But who do you think we will get for GDC? I do have that blocked out here. So after I guess the Easy A's, we can talk about GDC.
Yeah.
So last time we were here, might as well. I mean, we haven't talked about them.
Yeah. So I was just making sure that's what you said.
Last time we talked to you guys, it was a Beast Gohan cope session, and now we have Easy A's. And I think that they, like, for the most part, they've nailed it. It's not perfect. Like, I feel like Bird Goku, really good Birdcoo. Metal Cooler, Minato talked about it at the top of the hour. Very, very, very good character. You're, especially if you're running them alongside Tech Metal Cooler, like that's really going to be a pairing there. But they could still work well alongside other units. Like, it's not like this is just like a one-stop shop. I think that especially in like short form content, and maybe you have Cell Max, like you can kind of pair those two together. It's not perfect, but it can work because Cell Max is going to have that extra damage reduction, or not the extra, but the extra defense for that first turn with that 999%. That's going to work well. We talk about short form content. That is where you're really going to be getting Cell Max. Like, it's like, oh yeah, like this character is really going.
Yeah, that was.
But what I really like the most about this Metal Cooler EZA to me is how we kind of took that restriction of what was the major problem with Metal Cooler the first time, aside from the fact that's like, hey, he's not as tanky as we'd want him. What was like the big gripe with the character?
I think overall, I don't know what everyone's thing was, but like, I think my big thing, the big gripe with him compared to some other characters like Revives, I know Revives kind of, they came out and some of them were not as good and they started to improve how they were designing them. But his biggest issue pre-EZA is that after he revived, like, he didn't change at all. So as soon as he started to age to the point where he would just get decimated by bosses, he would die, revive, and then he'd just die again. Whereas at least with some characters, they either get stronger after reviving, or characters like in Fat Boo, who's like lived on to be a meme for like challenge runs and stuff, because after he revives, he gets his active skill, which is a Ghost Usher. Like, so then he doesn't immediately die on his next turn again. And I think that was the biggest problem with Physical Metal Cooler, is once he started to age out, because his revival didn't give him any extra like defensive capability, then he just died again straight away. I think it was probably my biggest issue.
Swerved me there a little bit. I thought we were on the same page, and then we kind of went off a little bit. It's a very similar issue. It's circling around the revive, right?
Yeah.
He had to be the one to take the revive.
Yeah.
So like I think what I like, especially this is like with somebody like AGL UI Goku or something like that, where you get that flexibility where, hey, I know I'm reviving this turn with the buff right now. If there's a cooler around, which again, if you're running him on the setup with, final form cooler or whatever it may be, you can make it work a lot better now. So it's like, hey, I know I'm reviving this turn. Physical metal cooler doesn't need to go in the front and get torched. Like to revive, I can kind of maybe experiment a little bit this turn.
Yeah.
I can maybe put somebody else in slot 1. I can make a riskier play here because I know I have a get out of jail free card. And just with how easy the restriction is, because again, cooler characters. I've been talking about this in videos, but you want to talk about like link. I hate using this term, but like link batteries. These are really good characters for that because Cooler just has synergy with like almost any villain that you think of. It's like, can they work with Cooler? The odds are probably yes.
Yeah.
Like I forget the examples off the top of my head, but like STR Final Form Cooler, it's like you look, it's like, does he work with Turles? The answer is yes. Does he work with Metal Cooler? The answer is yes. Does he work with Acel Max? The answer is yes. And it kind of just so on and so forth. Does he work with Goma? All of these characters can work well together. And physical metal cooler is also just another really good example in the lineage of cooler in this game. Historically, there's not many misses.
Yeah.
Like when you look, especially, it's like AGL metal cooler. I wasn't too familiar with how the game operated at that time when he came out, but all I do know is that his animations were kind of the intro, like to like, hey, we're going to start getting these anime quality animations. And then now here we are, when we get straight source material, it's not good enough. Like that's how far this game has come since then. So like, I'm looking at cooler right now. This was Dokkan info. The DB would have been a better way to look at this. But like just with the way how much synergy there are with these characters and how they're going to link together, I think that's what makes this metal cooler such a powerful unit. And then on top of that, with how much is going on for this team, it's like all of these defensive mechanics, all of this support. And then on top of that, now you're adding a revival to the mix. And on top of that as well, the character is also good and they get better after they revive. You're kind of hitting and checking all the boxes that you want with this character, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely very, very good. Yeah, they improved on all of the things that I wanted to see. Because, obviously I said about him not getting stronger after reviving. I think I will say I did not hate when he came out that, like, he was the one that had to die to revive. Just because I kind of like I like that they decided to do revivals in kind of like different ways rather than... Because obviously the one where anyone can die is really good as a team protector one. Type mechanic, and
that's
then the other one
that's the point of it, right?
Yeah, and then the other one is kind of like it's good if it works, like if they design like a sort of gimmick around it, like with Fat Boo, where he can die, he dies, he revives, and then he like ghost ushers and stuff. Because most of the time you want it as a team protector thing. Whereas I think something that could be really interesting to see in the future, now that is a mechanic that we have after the 9th anniversary, it'd be really interesting to have a character who has to be the one who dies to revive and then give them like a target ability active skill. And that would be really interesting. But yeah.
It just feels like a redux of Fat Boo, though, where it's like the Usher might as well serve if the character's invincible with the taunt. Like, what's the difference?
No, I mean, so like they have to die to be the one that gets the revive. But then their active skill gives them a taunt. So then all the attacks go to them and then
after they revive?
And they die and then revive. Like to make sure that they are the one that dies.
Okay. Before I got
Yeah. So it makes sure that they are the one that dies. Because they could have a thing as like opposed to Beast Gohan. Like, Beast is like target ability, but I then also get a ridiculous amount of extra defense. His could be like target ability, but you get lower defense. And then he revives, but it's also like
like the GT
attack, like revives and does damage. But it's a target ability. But like you said, I think it works better. It is better overall as a team protection thing. So I like the fact that they kind of threw in if you have another ally whose name is cooler, then anyone can die.
I think
because it works nicely when obviously you're running him with Metal Cooler. You can run them as a rotation, and then if the person in slot 3, it doesn't have to be the whole rotation. So if the person in slot 3 isn't a cooler, the revive is still active for everyone on the turn because there's at least one other cooler. So I think that's good.
I think I have like an expansion on that kit, this fake kit that you're making up here.
Yeah.
Like this is what we could do. Imagine, so like you think with the taunt and they lower their defense, it's like, what good would that be in theory? Is if they take immediately, like they get hit and then they die anyway. Like that might as well have been like to the same effect of putting him in slot 1 almost.
Yeah.
What if before attacking they had like crazy defense, and then afterwards, like after they attack, then they would revive. So that way you still get the full turn.
Yeah. They could have like
maybe you could float them off. You put them in slot 2.
They have like 100% chance to dodge when they use their active skill before attacking. And then afterwards, attacking, and then after they attack, they have no defense and they just die, and then you revive.
So like defense minus 1,000 or whatever, and then, or it's like 90% damage reduction that goes away completely. Yeah. And then they don't raise their defense on super that unit, so that way, like, you know, it's like, okay, this is intentionally designed here. You are doing this active, and then you were taking the revive. Like that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
It's literally like what the GT Duo is.
Yeah, essentially. So I mean, I guess
there's no reason that they should be tanking.
But, yeah.
It's like that works as a standby. But I like your idea though. I think that it's just another step of like, because the taunt isn't something that we get that often.
Yeah, because Deborah has a similar sort of thing.
Was it Deborah?
Yeah, he has the taunt, but then he obviously wants to be dodging. And yeah, obviously like the new beast, the fact that he doesn't have a taunt, even though he has the counters, which would be a nice combo, like obviously Vegito. But yeah, it's one that we haven't seen. I say for a while, I guess, because Deborah has it. But yeah, taunt is another ability that would be very cool to see more of. It's funny to see how Golden Frieza and Gogeta, considering they are now almost a year old, because obviously they were TDC last year, but the TDC was later in the year last year. So they're almost a year old. But with all of this villain love that we've been getting this year, I feel like they are more popular or even more useful now than they were when they came out. It's kind of funny.
Think about this time last year, like I think G4 was out at this point.
Yeah.
Where it's like this almost feels like an anniversary, where it's like I got to do with literally like any type of video I can. It's like,
yeah, it's crazy to think that it was literally GDC this time last year. Because it was, I'm double checking when the actual part 2 started.
Okay, while Ningen is checking that, we have a super chat coming in from I don't know how to say this one, Ed maybe. But the question is, why no superclass domains? That's, I mean, we get them once in a blue moon, but maybe they don't view it as premium as a mechanic for superclass characters, or they think that extreme class characters need the support more.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Be like,
because
it is.
Yeah, because we've got what, 2, 3.
Who has the picture? Let me see if I can find it. There's like a side-by-side graphic I've seen.
Okay. Yeah, because there's 3, I think. Because obviously when they did the thing that they always do with worldwides or anniversaries and stuff, or when they introduce a new mechanic, they give it to a free-to-play character. So there was that free-to-play in Trunks that fights Cell.
Then there's Future Gohan,
and then
there's Tech Ultra Instinct Goku.
And then Tech Ultra Instinct Goku. Those are the only 3, I think.
There's a graphic I saw on Twitter. I'm sorry, on X, that like had the side by side. I just don't know where it is.
Yeah, but yeah, it seems odd that it is very much a mechanic that only superclass characters get. But I suppose when you think about what some of the domains are, it is things like the character like destroying the surrounding landscape and stuff like that, which is obviously a very like villain thing to do. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like we could easily have more superclass ones, but it seems it is interesting why it's something they seem to only give to extreme characters, because there aren't really any other mechanics. Like, are there any mechanics? I'm trying to think now if there's mechanics that are like only superclass characters, but I guess most of the standby characters I think are only superclass. But yeah, it's just weird that like Super just gets no domains, because especially they made a thing so that some bosses have like territory things, they call them, and to counter those you have to use a domain. So that means you have to use an extreme team because
the Omega team basically.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very weird that it's not a more like spread out sort of mechanic. But
Yeah, you'd think like Dragon Ball Super Broly and Gogeta would both just have one. Like that would be a layup. Like both of them get the Shattered Dimension.
yeah, but yeah, only Broly has it. So
yeah, it's
yeah,
like
so
I would say like the counter to like why did Extreme Class get all the domains? It's like majority of the time in Dokkan, it's just because Super Class characters inherently are better.
yeah,
Like we're in this recency bias is a hell of a drug because like late 2025 mid 2026 here it's like the Omega team into the Metal Cooler team, but most of this game's lifespan it's just been like a super class ran system.
yeah,
Where almost
100%.
every anniversary LR is super class, almost not every single one, but
yeah, most of the time
it's just the price of it's the cost of business where it's like we get super class gets all the like all the good stuff and then villains get domains.
Yeah.
But right now we are just in a weird, like we're in a fever dream, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's just like this one team is just so good, and that's off the heels of how well the Omega team performed last year.
Yeah, this is like it's an unforeseen scenario of villains just getting so much of a boost like this year. It's not
right after the announcement of right in the Geppy era.
Yeah.
Or right into Extreme Class.
Okay. Good old Geppy.
Yeah. I forgot about that, Boo. Yeah, he has a domain. You didn't mention that, Christian. But it just reminded me of that.
Yeah,
Tech Buhan with a domain.
Buhan. Yeah. It's another one. Another extreme one. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, because it rang when he got cooked by the androids. Yeah, I mean that's the area where they fight.
Yeah. Well, I guess because he's like a what if Gohan. Well, I don't know if he's supposed to be, but like the active skill very much makes it seem like he's like a what if Gohan that actually defeats the androids.
What if he took out the android?
Yeah, the active skill very much makes it seem
well, what if he stopped being a pampered brat?
Yeah, don't be such a pampered baby, Gohan.
You're only fighting for your life.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
But yeah, so Metal Cooler EZA super good. Revival made so much better. What about the AGL?
Speaking of Revival EZAs,
no. What's your thought about the AGL Super Saiyans? Let's take a dip before we go back up, unless you really like them. Let's see.
No, it's okay. It's a not the worst thing I've ever seen, but certainly not up to the standard that they've provided for themselves this year. Where I think that the kit team has done a very above cromulent job. Right, where these characters are all are good, I'd say. There are very few misses this year in terms of kits.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think this one is kind of one of them. And with this, it's like, I think the morale boost is easier to get, but I still think probably could have been easier. And just offensively, they don't bring enough to the table for kind of how they want to be ran. I'd say those are like my two things.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing about their morale boost actually confuses me a little bit. Because at first, when I read their kit, my first takeaway, like straight after reading it, was like, okay, good. They've made it easier to get. Because it's the real only difference is it's 5 hits instead of 7. But then of course they've also added in or when you get to turn 5. So on when you read it, like I say, my first takeaway is like, okay, good. They've made it easier to get. Let's go. But then when in practice, when you actually play as them, unless you're able to, because obviously it all depends on the enemy's attack placement. So unless you're able to actually get them to take 5 hits and they have to super attack 3 times, they're only going to transform on turn 5 anyway. So even though they've made it so they need to take less hits, because they added that, and they can also just do it on turn 5. In practice now, it's pretty much just it only ever happens on turn 5. I think the only time I used them in a video recently when I was trying to test them out against different events, I managed to get a turn 1 where they could take 5 attacks without having to take too many of them, like before they attacked in slot 1. So they took 5 attacks in total for the turn. But then when it came to the RNG of their attacks, they did a super and then 2 additional normals. So they didn't get their 3 supers, so they didn't transform on the next turn. And then obviously they just transform on turn 5 anyway. So it kind of feels like I say, at first I was really happy that they changed it and seemingly made it easier to get, but in practice it just feels kind of disappointing because it's just now you only ever really get it on turn 5 unless you get really lucky. But I suppose you could argue that that is better than, of course, when they first came out and you could sometimes literally just never get it. So obviously it is at least an improvement. But yeah, overall, I would say, like you said, like they're not bad, like, but I don't think they're on the level of the other 3. And unfortunately, because they're a joined forces character, they do suffer from the they're not on a lot of categories that have good
they're on the ones that they
leaders at the
need.
moment. So yeah, the big thing is the leads. Like in terms of 220 leads, their only leads are Beast Gohan and then physical Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from the 10th anniversary, who obviously nobody really runs anymore. So if you want to run them in the current like meta, their only team is Beast Gohan. I mean, obviously, like 200% teams can still get it done in events, and they are on a decent few 200% teams. But again, in terms of like, I guess
it's the same idea with like
it's not that
the
many,
200s and the 170s.
Yeah, like when 200s
like,
first came out.
like 170 is fine, but 200 is 200.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know,
you can see the difference as well. Well, that's the other thing as well. Like we talked about, you said it about Cell Max because you mentioned Tao when we talked about like God Goku and Beerus when they came out. Characters are getting so much higher percentages in their passives now. Those extra percentages from leader skills and support and like active skills and stuff, like you really can see the difference with some of these characters, even on like if they're on a double 200% lead team instead of a double 220, you can see the difference in their defense and their attack stats and stuff like that. So it does make a difference. So yeah, it is a little bit disappointing that they're not on like that many teams, but hopefully, I mean, it is one of those things. Hopefully they'll get a new leader before the end of the year or something, maybe one of the GDC, because obviously we're expecting at least, and I'm hoping we're not going to get more, but we're expecting at least like 4 big LRs for the GDC. So you would hope that one of them
I don't think they're doing
is going to give. Yeah, I don't think so, but I know some people always like to rumor about it basically every celebration now. But
well,
hopefully one of them is.
Dude, I couldn't find that account where it's like GDC or what was it? It was like TDC is Dragon Ball Super Broly. You will see. And then
and all the they kept. We were joking about that on one of my streams. Yeah, because like in all their replies, they're like, "Oh, you'll be like," they'll be like, "You'll be sorry when you doubted me."
See.
Like you'll see when the details come out, and then it wasn't Broly. Right. Good times.
Oh my god! I was trying to find that picture. I couldn't find it. I don't even want the ad. I don't even want to give.
Yeah,
that's the attention they get. But it's like,
yeah, it's funny.
I thought it was so funny.
Well, that's the thing I always say to people because like people will come into the stream and be like, "Oh, have you heard like the leaks for TDC?" And it's like, well, there aren't any leaks. It's like it's some guy on Twitter that nobody knows who he is and has no like
who made an account
previous
last week.
credibility of like dropping any info, and has like an AI generated Broly profile picture. It's like, yeah, no, this guy is not a credible leaker. But yeah, anyway, so AGL Super Saiyans, they're not terrible, but yeah, I think they're probably the worst out of the 4. But yeah, as you were going to say, of course, if you want to, there's another reviving character that got an easy A. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that guy?
Super Saiyan Goku. I didn't really have any crazy thoughts. I just thought that was the transition there.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fun with the character. I like running movie heroes. I think that he works well there. It's kind of similar to what we talked about with Cooler, where a Super Saiyan Goku, especially like a base Super Saiyan Goku, not only is going to have good links for Superclass Super Saiyans, but also just categories. Like he can fit and kind of work wherever you need him to work. And I think that's what makes the character so good. And he gets better after reviving and all of those fun things. They did a great job with them. And I think that in the future, he's going to be one of those characters that works well with other units because there's going to be no shortage of premium Super Saiyan LRs in the future.
Yeah. But yeah, he's definitely, for now at least, we're not at a point in the game currently where we are swarmed with Super Saiyan Gokus like we have been at times in the past. So he definitely does fill a good slot on that team, especially being a good slot 1 character. Obviously, that's what, when we talked about him on the last episode, that's what Beast like needs for his team because he's very much not a slot 1 character unless it's the active skill turn. So yeah, having that very solid slot 1 unit that has the revive and everything is definitely very useful for Beast Gohan for his team. So yeah, he's pretty cool. And obviously they fixed the thing with him, which was the same sort of thing when he came out. Whilst his revival could be used by anyone else, he of course had that issue that when he came out in the part 1 of the Cooler Worldwide and you wanted to be running his team, he had that issue where it was only the one that revived that got a buff, which obviously, as we've now seen, they kind of did that a couple of times, and now we've seen they've started to fix that with the newer revive characters and now the older revive characters getting an easy A, where anyone on the team can revive and they still get their buff. Because obviously when he came out, if you ran double Bird Coup, the other one could then end up being potentially a liability if you went into the turn on lower health, because he wouldn't have guard, right? Because the original one, he only got permanent guard after he revived. So they fixed that and made sure that he gets a buff regardless of who on the team revives. He does still get a nice little extra boost if he is the one that revives, which is both good for him and then I guess at the same time a little bit disappointing for the other one. But this is the meta now where you're not running double Bird Coups anymore, so his revival doesn't really need to be. It doesn't really need to take into account the other Bird Coup because you're just running him on other people's teams now. Because funnily enough, that was something I realized because I thought it'd be fun just to do for a video like over the weekend, running the teams of Bird Coup and then the team of like Physical Metal Cooler. Physical Metal Cooler, they actually didn't give him anything in his EZA for if the other one, like if one of them revives, the other one doesn't get any buffs. Because obviously they designed him in mind with like, oh, well, you're just going to use him on Tech Metal Cooler's team, or you're just going to use him on like movie bosses. So they actually didn't give him anything. If you run double Physical Metal Cooler and one of them revives, the other one doesn't get anything. So the other one becomes a liability like when they first came out, which I think is kind of funny. But obviously, as I say, it doesn't really matter because nowadays you're not running double Physical Metal Cooler, so it doesn't really matter. But I do think it is kind of funny that like it almost feels like an oversight in the sense that they're like, well, you're just going to be running this guy on all these other teams, so he doesn't need to have a like if someone else revives, I guess. But I guess technically that could affect him in the future if Metal Cooler's team or the Movie Boss's team gets another revival character. That actually will be something that will be relevant, because then yeah, he can never get that buff because he only gets his buff if he revives. So yeah, in the future, if the Movie Boss team or the Cooler team gets another revival character, that would actually hurt Metal Cooler, which is interesting. I hadn't really thought about that either, but yeah. But the last one, of course, and this is it was saved the best for last, in my opinion, is STR Final Form Cooler, who I think is an absolute beast. I love this guy. I'm a bit biased, admittedly, but this guy when he came out for the worldwide celebration in 2022. Literally, he was like instantly my favorite character in the game. I love like I think my thing I always used to say back then was like when that worldwide happened, either Cooler was the best unit in the game or Bird Coup was the best unit in the game. Kind of depends on how you like to play, like your play style. And if you do favor a more defensive kind of strategy, you probably like Bird Coup more. If you do like the sort of roll the dice, throw caution to the wind, let's do lots of big damage, but maybe we die to a super, then you probably like Cooler more. And yeah, I'm of the latter sort of category. And I
also,
I think it still applies now. Like even with their easy A's, I think if you prefer that more sort of crazy aggressive play style, Cooler is better. If you prefer the defensive sort of style, Bird Coup can be better. Although Cooler's defense is insane. I genuinely I was actually speechless. Like if you watch my showcase for when I did his EZA and we got to like turn 2, and yes, I think I did do like this was even before the Metal Cooler support with the STR orbs and stuff, but like turn 2 and he's got like 6 million defense start of turn, and then you pick up the orbs with the STR orbs with Tech Cooler, and then he's at like 7 point something million, and he's got 40% damage reduction. It's just like His defense is actually
Megan.
insane.
Can you put something on the screen?
Can you say can
I
I?
got bored. It did the multi. Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Look at this multi.
No way. Yeah, let me find a way to get that up here. This guy over here.
I don't know why I just got bored. And just like, you know what, I'll do it. But
right, let me go switch back over to this.
What were you talking about? I kind of zoned out.
Yeah, STR Final Form Cooler, absolute mad lad. Ridiculous defense. I genuinely I think he's the best one out of the four. So I think he is absolutely nuts. Because the way I would look at it as is when you compare the two of them defensively, because I think the two best ones are Birdcoo and him, I think. Or Metal Cooler. It's kind of
sure.
People do love Metal Cooler, but when you compare the two of them, I guess, just out of the like Birdcoo versus Cooler, because they were the ones that came out in part one, when you compare their easy A's, Cooler on his best turns, especially with like Metal Cooler support, multiple supers in the turn before, Cooler can be as good, if not even sometimes better defensively than Birdcoo. But Birdcoo can't basically ever be better offensively than Cooler. So therefore, Cooler is better. Like, and I know there's a lot of RNG involved. Cooler has always been one of those characters that's like, sometimes you will get the, like, nah, bro, I'm just going to do 4 additional normals turn. But outside of those turns, like, he's an absolute mad lad. So, yeah, let me get this picture put up here.
I think you also talk about, like, kind of during when he came out. I think also what made that setting so fun was the easy A for the T-War. Where just like you had that perfect pairing of T-War Cooler with the Final Form Cooler.
Yeah.
And that was just like a really good time. You didn't do the best job of fitting it on the screen there.
There we go.
Good enough.
Typical, it didn't put it on the same size as all the other like card images. But there you go. That's the Vilify random mid-podcast multi.
And what's funny about that?
All three.
The coin thing, that's for Metal Cooler on the top. It wasn't even for Broly.
That's
Broly,
crazy.
I got an extra copy, so that's a 16 coin multi there. Not bad.
Yeah, that's a pretty good. After not having summoned on the ban. Oh, you did one rotation, you said, but yeah, throwing an extra, so 200 stones in.
There you go.
There's a Cell Max and Metal Cooler and Birdcoo for anyone who's only listening.
Yeah, and Birdcoo, that was the gold slot, so that's
yeah, typical. You literally said before
that was
as well that he was like one of the main. He was actually more the main unit you wanted off the banner. So that's crazy. What a multi!
If you're listening, maybe like you would have heard like it was like okay, that was like Metal Cooler. Oh, this is an L multi, and then I was like, oh, there's Cell Max. Okay, cool, I guess. And it's like, oh, Birdcoo. Okay, cool. So now I guess I can run Movie Boss.
Oh yeah, that's true. Tala in the chat saying because that STR Broly is featured, so that's a 5 featured unit multi. Half the units in that multi are
true
units. That's crazy.
That's fair.
Well, there you go. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's like the luck. That's like the type of luck that that we think it's because we do YouTube. Is that's like what every multi looks like for us.
Yeah.
Like it's like if you come to my streams when I'm summoning, it's like no, that is not every multi. Like,
no.
I wish.
Yeah. If you've been to my streams, it's mostly the chat all pulling multiple copies before I've pulled my first one. Usually.
Oh yeah.
But,
so you can lie and say that was your multi. Be like, yeah, I actually started playing on JP.
Yeah. Randomly started playing JP, and it was my first multi because it is the first multi of the rotation. You know, see the
I have a strategy for you. You should start farming first multi clips for your shorts.
Oh God.
So every multi, just be like, all right, chat. You'd be like first multi, and then you could see 2, where it's like, oh no, clearly he did a multi.
Yeah, yeah. It says like 1 to go to get 1 free. It's like,
yeah.
Okay.
Like, all right, guys, first one. Let's see. Yeah, that's like, was it Deji that did that? KSI's brother. It was like there was like a behind the scenes footage of him saying like first game.
Oh, okay.
Like, over and over and over again.
Until it actually was. That's funny.
Oh, Ninga, you pulled 2 in 1 multi for Cell Max?
No, that's Dark FV in the chat. There's he's been on a ridiculous luck like streak recently. He's just pulled like every banner. It's almost like every banner he like says, yeah, no one should summon for this guy. He's rubbish. And then he summons anyway and gets like 5 copies in 200 stones. Like,
yeah.
But yeah.
I'm addicted to summoning and I get bored easy. That's my problem.
I see that multi-luck is too good. It makes me want to do another multi, but I'm not going to because I've only got 100.
That's what I'm saying. You get 50, you get 50 and you just start itching. You're like, I gotta do it.
Yeah, no, I've got 100 stones.
This time it worked out.
I've been hoarding my Dragonstone ores ready for the GDC. I haven't used them since.
The ores?
Yeah, I caved and used some when Ultravillain Vegeta came out because I didn't get him with all my stones, but I can currently trade in my ores for like 130 odd stones, so I'm saving those ready for until the GDC starts. But
well, I guess we're gonna find out what bronze orbs I have for Cell Max. I don't think I have an offense and defense one.
I think I have a level 11 defense. I gave him.
Yeah, I have more of those than the doubles. I'm looking to figure out what I should put on Bird Goku now. I haven't done that yet.
But yeah, one thing I will say about
full dodge,
as well is that I meant to say before when we were talking about him. I think Weeb said it before as well in one of the streams. But like one thing about Cell Max is if we get something similar or even just more stages, if we get something similar to the events like the Battle Hardened Formidable Foes, where it's like a set of events that are kind of designed around multiple like 3 or 4 turn fights, like Cell Max will be ridiculous because like turn 1 uses domain, he does ridiculous, like even at 55% mine does like 90 million attack stat like with the domain active and is pretty much invincible on the first turn. And then second turn, because that's the thing, people saw his details and it happens every time, like people saw his details and were like, oh, he loses like defense, he sucks, but like he's got 999%, and then he only loses 111%. So on turn 3, he still has 888%. So he's still really, really good. And then yeah, if they do more Battle Hardened Formidable Foes or something similar, he's only going to be on rotation twice, and then you've just won because yeah, you use his domain, everybody on the rotation hits like an absolute freight train, and then you win. So yeah, if they do another series of like shorter events soon, I think he's going to be like ridiculously good. But yeah,
I just got reminded of a change. I don't know if we've covered this on the pod or not.
Oh yeah,
where they condensed the coinage.
Oh yes, finally, that is true. Yes, the shop,
yes.
The coin exchange shop thing has now been fixed. Yes, it's not an absolute nightmare trying to.
It's kind of fun to like look through. It's like, oh, hey, look, during the 10th anniversary, I guess I never converted this to coins. There's 3 coins I didn't have. Never know. That's the difference right there.
Yeah.
Minor thing. Okay, where's the where are we at? Easy A's. Okay. GDC. There's this. I feel like this is kind of pretty simple. This doesn't need to be like a crazy discussion here.
Yep.
But what we have, again, correct me if I'm wrong here. The special guest is the performer for Shala Headshala.
Yes.
So, Mr. Dragon Ball, I believe they call him.
Okay.
That, to me, indicates we're probably going to Z. It's not a lock, but that very much is pointing towards Dragon Ball Z for me. Yep. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think he also was composer for some of the movies, like the Z movies. So yeah, it's either like Z in general, but yeah, either Z anime or Z movie potentially. But yeah, it seems like it could be. Because it would be odd, like, I feel like, for him to be a guest if it was nothing to do with the series that he was the composer for. But I guess you never know, technically.
I don't think they would have him on just to do like idle chit chat and giggling like they like to do on those reveals. Where it's like he's probably going to do like a little bit of performance, I would imagine. Like obviously for us it's not really like a big deal. It's like if I know Goresh did this, it's definitely like a love of the game thing where it's like you could just record yourself watching him perform Shala Headshala, but it's like that video is not getting monetized.
Yeah.
That's definitely a love of the game type of thing. Because that's probably what he'll do. If I had to guess, if they want to do like the Legends route, like he'll perform a song.
If it's going to be something like that, it'll be because he's on it because like the unit actually, or like the celebration, because I know they do that sometimes with like the OSTs on the main menu, is gonna have like one of his pieces as
We
like the thing
have
as
those
part of
muted,
the celebration. Yeah, and then obviously for
Mhm.
us they have to be they're muted. Otherwise, I just have my game music
Yeah.
muted all the time now. Just have the game sound and
Me
throw in
too.
other OSTs. But yeah, like I imagine it will probably be
Mhm.
something related to his music, like on the stream, and then potentially as part of the celebration. But yeah, in
And he
terms
could very
of
well just be like on the panel. Like it's I'm not like saying he won't.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
give his
He
thoughts or
definitely
whatever,
could
but I
just
don't
be
think
there because yeah, he's obviously a big part of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball history. But yeah,
it feels like an expensive guest.
yeah,
just for him
exactly.
to be like,
It feels
"Ooh,
like
wow, look how good those animations look.
yeah.
Like, you know,
So
it's,
yeah, it feels like it should be because it's relevant somehow. One of the interesting ones I saw, well, we've talked about this before. People have speculated. I guess it's kind of one of those. When it comes to a big celebration, like the anniversary or the GDC, there's always like a couple of things. Like there's always a certain couple of things that always get predicted. And then there's always the kind of thing that I always say a lot is that like, because it could kind of be almost anything within reason, it's really hard to like predict what it will be. But one that I am quite a fan of that has been predicted many times before, I know. Now that we have gotten some other stuff that we thought we might get instead, like we're fairly obviously, I would say, not really going to get like superhero, right? That seems pretty much like a lock at this point.
I would be.
I'd be very surprised if it was superhero, right? So we're not going to get superhero. I feel like they wouldn't do GT again. So one of the theories that I've seen that I do quite like is the Goku versus Frieza sort of thing, where it's like part 1 is Namek Goku versus Frieza, and then part 2 is ROF.
Okay.
Because part 2 could be like reversible exchange
version
version of the Blue Boys,
Sure.
and then transforming Golden Frieza. Because we actually don't have a transforming Golden Frieza. All the Golden Friezas in the game are just Golden Frieza. The AGL LR has his transformation as the intro
from ROF.
Yeah, from ROF, yeah. Because the only other one is the Angel Frieza.
We have Angel
that
Frieza.
Doesn't have the EVA. But in terms of like normal base Golden Frieza, yeah, like not the Angel one. All the ones in the game are
then
just Golden
technically
Frieza.
Transforming Frieza, but
yeah, true, yeah, because he transforms through all the forms. But yeah, any units that are Golden Frieza,
it's not what you yeah,
they don't like transform.
It's not a base Frieza from ROF. Is what you're saying.
So I think that'd be kind of cool.
Not a base, but like a
yeah, I think maybe some people wouldn't be as hyped for the part 2 because I know a lot of people don't like ROF. I do. Like I was really hyped for the Int Blues when they came out, and then they're really disappointing. But yeah, I saw it in the cinema. Like it's very rare for them to, you know, Battle of Gods was the first, I know, because it was the first new one for a long time. But first time getting to see Dragon Ball movies actually at the cinema. So I really enjoyed seeing ROF.
It's
so yeah,
one of like I've been to the theater like 5 times, maybe the last 10 years, and that was one of them. Like I went to see Bleach a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
I went to see, I think I saw the Queen movie because my parents wanted to go.
Oh yeah.
And then I saw a revival of F, and then maybe a Star Wars movie a long time ago.
Okay.
It was like the new era Star Wars.
Yeah. But yeah, the 3 most recent, like the 3 big Dragon Ball movies, or
I've 4 now, but
at the actually did I go see Superhero? I can't even remember now. I'm sure I did. But yeah, the big new movies I've seen at the theater, but yeah, it was cool just to even get to see them. And that's the thing, I like there's a lot of stuff wrong with it. I know there's a lot of stuff people don't like, but I thought the beginning was cool. Like all the Z fighters got to do some stuff, fighting some Frieza soldiers, and then yeah, most of it is good. I know people don't like the whole like Goku basically gets killed by a laser gun because he lets his guard down, which is kind of silly. And then obviously the internet kind of hyped me up too much, as the internet does sometimes with these unfounded rumors, because I don't know if you heard this too when you'd seen it, but like there were these rumors going around on the internet that like before the movie came out even, and like before we even knew what it was about, there were apparently rumors that like Vegeta was finally going to be the one to defeat the boss of the movie. And so then obviously when Vegeta takes over the fight and is absolutely beating the like piss out of Frieza, it's just like, yes, Vegeta's going to defeat Frieza. And then, yeah, he still doesn't. But it's still great. I still really enjoyed it. But yeah, so I think that would be cool because the Int Blue Boys were a bit of a fumble. Their Easy A wasn't particularly good either. So like a reversible exchange version of them, I think would be really cool.
Sure.
And then yeah, part one, obviously people have been asking for proper new premium like Namek Goku versus Frieza for quite a while now. We still don't have a Dokkan Fest LR Final Form Frieza. So I think that would be pretty cool.
You could cross that out. Just Final Form Frieza, like in general, from Namek. Like there's no premium character for that release.
Yeah.
Final Form.
Yeah, exactly. There's no Dokkan Fest, and of course, yeah, there's like no Carnival. Literally, Dokkan is like, nah, best I can do is a banner unit. Like, there's the STR one, and there's the random like AOE AGL one that's just like a general pool character. And
I guess it speaks like to what they think of Frieza.
It's just weird because like
don't.
Yeah, he's one of the most popular villains. Like, that's why he got his own like resurrection movie. That's why he's brought back for like the Tournament of Power. Like, it's just, but yeah, like Namek is the big, like, you know, the start of it all, the origin of like Super Saiyan and all this kind of stuff. And like the fact that we don't have a premium Namek Final Form Frieza is kind of crazy. I mean, they've done a couple of full power Frieza, which obviously is his like final form against Goku in that fight. But yeah, it's just very weird that we don't have a
final
form Frieza.
Yeah, Frieza, it's all technicalities. It's so weird. Where it's like we talk about this, where it's like we technically have a transforming Golden Frieza, but it's the Angel version and all these different things. And
yeah,
it's like Golden Frieza is really the only one they trust, I guess.
Yeah, it's like Mia saying in the chat, like technically, obviously, the transforming Frieza, he is also at some point Final Form Frieza, but he doesn't start off as Final Form, and he doesn't finish as Final Form either. So again, like I definitely wouldn't count him as like a premium Final Form Frieza. So people have been waiting for that for a long time. Even like, I guess technically, if you look, because I'm looking at the Wicked Bloodline category, well, because he's Angel as well, so I guess that doesn't even count. The 10th anniversary reversible exchange Frieza and Goku, I guess technically starts out as Final Form Frieza, but he's also actually Angel, and then he's reversible exchange of Goku. So yeah, we don't have a premium Final Form Frieza, which is wild considering that he is like pretty much like he is the biggest villain of Dragon Ball. Like, and yeah,
I think it's a testament to the passage of time. The big villains now, Broly, Goku Black, right? Like, there's a gap there, unfortunately. And I think the appreciation for Frieza amongst people is there, but maybe they just don't see him as much of a moneymaker as we give him too much credit compared to the bottom line.
Yeah, maybe.
Because like I say that all the time, where I like, you think Dragon Ball villain, you think Frieza. Like, I think Frieza is Dragon Ball as much as Goku is, almost. I feel like to a sense.
Yeah.
No, that's bad. That's a bad take. I don't agree with that.
Not quite on
like
that level, things, but like I think if you say like if you think Dragon Ball, you think Goku. But then if somebody said like if someone says Dragon Ball, you think Goku. But then if somebody says Dragon Ball villain, you probably think Frieza. I know a lot of people will think Broly. Like, people will think of like Boo, but like a lot of people, Frieza is the go-to when you say like Dragon Ball villain, right? Yeah. So it's just
No, I don't.
Crazy.
Callus, I don't think so. I don't think maybe like by like recognition, but I don't know if like popular and profitable are like really the same thing in this case.
Yeah, because I think he is in terms of like opinion polls and stuff like that they have done in the past, like you know, for Japanese fans and stuff. Like I say, I think that was. I know Toriyama obviously is going to do whatever he wants to do at the end of the day, or was going to do, but like for Super, like I'm sure I saw that mentioned somewhere at some point that like one of the reasons why Frieza was brought back for the team for the Tournament of Power is because he's like the most popular Dragon Ball villain in Japan, and so it was like an excuse to bring him back again. Like, of
course. So, but I just like when you look at these gacha games, you just kind of like run the numbers, and it's like, how many premium Goku Blacks do we get? Like, you know, a year, or like, you know, every other year. How many premium Brolys do we get?
Yeah,
we had a year of just like nonstop premium Brolys, where we had 9th anniversary, and then that same year, the Worldwide Download Celebration was 2 more Brolys. We got a 3rd free-to-play Broly.
Yeah, that was crazy.
The Dokkan campaign a year later was another Broly. So it's like within a 400-day span or so, there's a bunch of Broly's. And then when you look at the Frieza side of things, sure, there are some Friezas, but like, I think a lot of people would say like, hey, you got to pick one LR to get rid of from the 10th anniversary. I think Goku and Frieza is probably the first one a lot of people are going with.
Yeah.
Maybe Evolution Blue Vegeta, but I'd probably say Goku and Frieza because they're not a shiny Super Saiyan.
Goku and Frieza,
like
I think
Evolution Blue Vegeta has that going for them.
Goku and Frieza, they aged a bit better in terms of people kind of sort of turning around saying, oh, okay, actually, you know, maybe they're not as bad as I thought. Whereas, yeah, Blue Evolution Vegeta, I think, is just universally like disliked. But yeah, obviously,
like
people
Evolution
when they
Vegeta,
first
but...
came out, when they first, oh, I mean, like the unit, not
sure.
the form or anything.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if we were gonna drop a character off in terms of how good the units are, but yeah, in terms of hype, when they were all revealed, yeah, absolutely. Like a lot of people just were not impressed with the Goku and Frieza. But yeah, Namek Frieza, I think that would be cool. Namek Goku versus Frieza for part 1, and then Goku versus Frieza again for part 2. Or, I mean, this is the problem though. A lot of people thought it could be maybe a new cooler as well or something, because rather than being Goku and Frieza, the theme could be more like Saiyans versus Wicked Bloodline, kind of like the theme was for the cooler worldwide. But a lot of people were kind of predicting that to be the theme because they expected that celebration would then include the cooler worldwide EZAs. Whereas obviously now that we've got them now, if they do like a Saiyans versus Wicked Bloodline themed celebration, they don't have those big Saiyans versus Wicked Bloodline like EZAs to do anymore. Whereas something like Namek Goku versus Frieza, and then a different Goku versus Frieza, you can kind of throw in a whole bunch of different like Goku family and different kind of EZAs without it having to be as focused on like the movies, Super Saiyans and stuff specifically. So I don't know, I think that would be kind of cool. Obviously for me, my pie in the sky like will always be make it something crossover. That'd be awesome, but that's probably never going to happen for a big celebration. But
you're allowed to want something. It doesn't mean it has to be correct. But,
but what are your thoughts then
like
on anything you want to predicting or anything you just want to see for GDC?
I'd like a new cell. I think that we're due for. I know I Cell Max, but
yeah,
I think
Cell,
like a perfect form Cell. I think going back to the Cell games and kind of getting that counterpart to the Carnival Gohan, I think would be cool. But Cell Max does kind of throw a wrinkle in that. I don't know if I need to go back to the Buu Saga just yet. I feel like they love doing Buu Saga, so if we want to pass here, I'm fine with that. But to me, it just really comes down to like, what are people going to watch on YouTube? That's really what I care about. So my personal biases or whatever is kind of secondhand to like, what gets people going, what gets people excited, searching the characters and stuff like that. Something fun. Like a part 2 Cell Max like this is not as exciting. So, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, that gets people going.
Yeah.
I think Namek would have like that initial sort of sense of like Super Saiyan Goku and things like that. All types of fun. But if it was up to me, we could just do Gogeta every celebration. I'd be fine with that. But,
yeah, I think it could either.
I don't want 6 LRs. That's what I will say.
I do not want 6 LRs. Yeah, Talo, I've seen a lot of people saying that like people are like, oh, it could be 6 LRs and it's going to be the 3 big sagas of Z, so we can finally get LR Kid Buu and all this other stuff. And it's like, again, we talked about it in the past.
LR Kid Buu doesn't need a mountain moved.
Minato as well, but like they could do a 6 LR celebration potentially, like just because they did one and it didn't go down as well. And like a lot of people say, oh, well, like the reason why Blue Evolution Vegeta is bad and doesn't have an EZA is because they made 6 LRs, so they stretched their budget too thin and all that. And like, we don't obviously know that is the case, and they could do a 6 LR celebration I'm sure, but I just don't want there to be that many new characters to have to summon for is the main thing.
No.
But I know obviously the big thing, a lot of people are speculating big things because they have come out and said that like this GDC is going to be a big one, like it's meant to be a big celebration. But yeah, we don't know exactly what that means and how exactly it's going to be executed, but yeah, I would love to see some interesting things some Dokkan original stuff would be cool. I mean, they've done a few things here and there throughout the years, not just even the animations, I mean, but like, Legends has had one for years. Like, where's our Goku and Bardock? Like, imagine how cool like a fully Dokkan original Goku and Bardock could be as like a headliner for a big celebration with Dokkan original animations, with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta level like animations. Like, people would go crazy for that unit, I imagine. But yeah, I don't know, because they've never done a Dokkan original
for
character.
Goku and Bardock?
I
don't know
so.
if they would go crazy.
Oh, I think they would.
I
Bardock is up there with like popular
like
Dragon Ball characters, which is crazy considering how
the Dokkan original line is in the animations. Where it's like, I think people want Dokkan original animations, but they don't want Dokkan original like true characters.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I do, and I know other people do. But yeah, in terms of the general public and what's going to make the most money, I don't know. I mean, obviously, you guys can let us know.
Give me a Gogeta Blue over a Goku and Bardock. Like, that's kind of where.
Yeah, I can see.
Like, not that that's a hot take. Not that I'm.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree.
Being
like,
brave with that.
Yeah, it's not like the most hype thing, but I do think because like people, that used to be a meme for years. Because to be fair, there was a time where it was like every sort of big celebration, but like there's always that thing of like, oh, it's always fusions all the time, but we haven't really had that for a while. So I'm very much on board for like the 12th anniversary being a big like standalone Blue Gogeta, standalone Blue Vegito. But yeah, something like the GDC is kind of that spot for it to be a big celebration, but then to also do maybe some like more fun stuff that isn't necessarily quite the tippy top of the pile. This is the most hype, like the stuff for the anniversary. But yeah, it's one of those things like we said before. It kind of can be anything because we've seen them do before, like combination of a couple of different movies, a general sort of theme like Wicked Bloodline versus Saiyans, which was the cooler worldwide. We've had a Future Saga worldwide. Like, it kind of can be almost anything. Future Saga would be interesting because you imagine if they just did Future Saga again and did all of the Future Saga worldwide EZAs, even though they've only just done like the previous year worldwide EZAs now. That would be kind of crazy, like a big Future Saga celebration. Help out Cell Max by having the Super Bosses team like come back from the dead would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Future Saga would be very funny.
Yeah.
Because people, what I find funny about like that whole conversation is people call it fusion slop. When like it's like, what about this character is slop? These are the best animations in the game, dude.
Wait, for which character?
Because people say that for just for fusions in general.
Oh, right. Okay.
Where it's like, oh, we're going back to fusion slop. It's like, oh, we're going back to the best these characters look. Oh no.
Yeah.
We want to talk about slop. Let's talk about reused animations.
Yeah. Yeah, when you've got characters like
fusions are getting in the game.
Yeah, when you've got stuff like, how could you say like, I know some people, they have their anti-fusion agenda or whatever it is. But like, yeah, how can you see stuff like Dokkan Original with that level of animation, Dokkan Original Dragon Fist Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta? Like, how can you see that and be like, oh, not another fusion? It's like, bro, that was so hype. And yeah, that was GDC last year. So, this is the next GDC. I think GDC went down very, very well last year in terms of like the units.
Oh yeah,
all the units aged
44% tickets.
The free tickets thing. Like GDC, I think was very, very good last year. All the free to play units we got the free to play clone team. We got the free LR Nova. We got the Super EZA for the Goku Zamasu. Like, and they were all good as well. Like. Yeah, GDC was very, very good last year. So especially with them coming out this year and saying, this GDC is going to be like even bigger and better. Yeah, hopes are definitely high for.
Put your money where your mouth is on that one. But,
yeah, exactly.
Minato, what do you think of this year's GDC? I think that Vilify is right. I always like to lie on the pod. Oh, thank you. I don't think they're going to do the 44 tickets again. I think that was a year 10 exclusive.
Potentially, yeah. But
as much as I like that to be the case,
that would be very cool.
I don't think we're going to get them.
Yeah, because they didn't do that for the 11th anniversary, which I was kind of hoping they would. Because we obviously all kind of knew even though we hoped that maybe they would. Like we all knew they weren't going to do the Purunga like free unit again.
Well, we got
But I
Dokkan
kinda
Day
hoped
at
they would
least.
do the. I hope they would do like the 44% ticket again, but they didn't.
Mhm.
So I mean, maybe they will. Maybe it will be like a GDC thing. It would be kind of cool. But I would say don't get your hopes up that it will happen. But it could maybe. But yeah, I would say don't count
Grateful
on
I
it.
could still
but-
I
could
could still
happen.
power level pretty hard,
Mm.
like twice a month.
Yeah,
I'm up in the 1600s now.
Oh, what for rank?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I don't go that crazy because I like to save my. I never use stones to refresh stamina anymore. So I go through my meat items and then that's it. Every Dokkan Day. So I'm at like 1286 now. But I usually do go up a good like 5 to 10 ranks every Dokkan Day. So just go sort of slowly but surely go through. But yes, keeping Dokkan Day was very cool. But
yeah, it's a nice little thing. I it's like, of course, because we have to say something negative. It's like, where are the tickets at? You know what I mean? It's like that's kind of where it is.
yeah.
At least, I mean, we haven't been seriously serious. It's not like you don't get free chances.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I don't pull anything from them like ever these days, but
I still
it's
never have. That is still like the meme for my channel. And every time we summon, every time a new unit comes out, it's like, will this be the time when finally the free tickets come through? And so far, still no. And there's people in the chat, even now, like people in the community that have like pulled the new unit multiple times from the free tickets.
I've done it multiple times, just not recently.
I have never
like
done
Tien, Kale, and Caulifla.
Because they started.
I got a Whis animation when I was doing my Should You Summon video. I was like, when we're talking about this banner, the banner.
Yeah.
What is that?
Because it was Golden Week last year with Hit and Blue Goku, wasn't it? When they first did the free tickets. But yeah, literally every new unit that has come out since then has had free tickets. And yeah, I have never pulled the new unit off the free tickets. So maybe one day.
Oh, you got another year. Yeah. It'll be wait till you get for the crossover character. That's kind of nasty work on Gippy's part to not let you have that one.
Yeah.
Like that's it's Xenoverse. That's why you're not like a Xenoverse advocate. When we had Slow on, you weren't talking much. That's why.
Yeah, it was maybe one day. It'll be. You know what happened is it'll be like a character that is actually not that good and that I do not care about at all, and then I'll get them with the free tickets. That'll probably be how it goes. But I guess we'll see.
Oh yeah, just the worst one possible is the one that you get, where it's like it just doesn't matter. It doesn't help your teams out at all.
Yes, and it's like and not even that good. Like,
I mean, that's basically what Tien was for me. I didn't have Tao.
Yeah, it's like Tien and Tao and stuff. It's like Tao was good, and like when Tien came out, like his team was good, but it's just like not something that I really cared about like at all. So yeah, that would be the kind of one. Although I didn't, obviously, but yeah, that would be the kind of unit that I mean. Yeah,
you see the rift. You get the rift on the tickets.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. So, but who knows? Maybe one day.
I mean, that's usually how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. Where are we even at? This was GDC talk. Okay. Well, the summon point lineup. I guess we can quickly mention that. Like, it's good that we're getting Majin Vegeta in the 11th anniversary LRs. Finally, it's not being headlined by Gohan and Gamma 1.
Yeah.
Piccolo being added to the Carnival one is kind of an L because he's just not on the quality of like a Turles. But with time, then we have 100 Battlefield LR. Lude is very fun.
Oh yeah,
I think that he is a cool unit. Yeah, but like
random characters.
It's just funny, like we got the Kid Buu joke out of the way, so we don't have to talk about that.
LR Lude before LR Kid Buu. Let's go.
What I wanted to mention, something I made a video about this, but I wanted to kind of get at this a little bit more and like maybe talk about it with another creator in the room. The recent controversy with the Metal Cooler Army team, and specifically the sort of finger pointing at player YouTubers who told players, "Hey, this banner is really bad value. You probably should skip Metal Cooler." And where that's been, show the multi on the screen. But
it's because I replaced the Metal Cooler image with your multi. That's why.
That's okay.
There we go.
Yeah, but
just get Metal
so
up on it.
yeah, a problem that I ran into is like I just kind of saw it. It's like, oh, don't all you dumb creators like feel stupid now for telling people to skip Metal Cooler? And that's like, I made a tweet about it. I'm like, no, I'll tell you 100 times to skip that banner.
Yeah,
because we can't see into. I don't have the Almighty. I can't see into the future.
Yeah,
I can't tell you. Oh, by the way, Metal Cooler, his team is going to be here in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
because it does. They don't do that.
Yeah,
like,
Dokkan does not have a history
for that,
of going this crazy with extreme like buffs.
First form Frieza is a really good example where it's like, oh, when he gets terrifying cock, they never came.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it just
well, yeah. How many times have they done that as well with villains? Where it's like, oh, you know, they'll be good once the rest
Omega?
of their team comes out, and then it just didn't.
Okay.
Like, yeah, and the banner was terrible as well. Let's be fair. Like the banner was not good. So yeah, it's one of those. I mean, I always say in my videos, like, as I'm sure maybe you do as well, like I kind of give that caveat where it's like, you know, if you really want to summon for him, you know, go for it. Like do some summons if you want. But, you know, the whole point of doing the summon or skip videos from creators, like, is, for me anyway, at least, is the idea is to try and give people the, like, this is how you get the most value out of your stones. So if you're free to play, or you don't spend a lot of money in the game, you probably don't want to be summoning on all of the filler banners that we get throughout the year. And so when you look at Metal Cooler and you look at his banner, like, he was really good. It was, I would say it was fairly obvious from just reading his kit that, like, yeah, he was really good as a unit. But his team at the time of his release, I wouldn't say it was bad. It obviously wasn't as good as it is now. It's just one of those things that, given the history, and like we said, the fact that Dokkan hasn't really ever gone like this hard on buffing an extreme units team multiple times in the months after their release, like, most people would assume that, like, yeah, this guy, he's good, but, you know, you could skip him. You don't need to have him like right now. Although the funny thing is, I did actually say I thought it was for a completely different thing, but I did say in my video talking about whether you should summon for him, like, I did say he is one of those units where like he probably will be a really good investment for the future, for, like, you know, if TDC is like Namek, which is what a lot of people were thinking, you know, so it's like, oh, so, you know, for TDC we could get this really cool new Namek Frieza, and then this cooler, you'll kind of wish that you had him. But we didn't expect the, like, he'll be a good investment for the future to be literally the next solid, like, 2 months of content. It's like every single character that comes out is like, well, this guy just makes Metal Cooler's team even better than it already was. So yeah, he definitely is one of those sort of like anomaly. Like, I don't think anyone would have really predicted or could have predicted that they would just glaze him and his team so much for the next, like, because he came out, I'm just looking at the list now, so his banner came out on the 29th of the 5th, and it's now the 19th of the 7th, so it hasn't even been 2 full months, and his team has gotten, like, how many units come out that are just buffs to his team? Like, it's almost every, let me just double check, because it's almost, because he did come out after the Xenoverse Vegeta, so every single character that's come out apart from Beast after him are all buffs for his team. Which is, yeah, it's just not something that, like, they do with villain characters. So yeah, it's one of those things, like, yeah, you know, he turned out to be way better, and you probably should have summoned for him potentially. But I know you had a point because you said about it before, so I can let you make it. But yeah, I know a lot of people will wish they summoned for him, but, you know.
Yeah, well, kind of what I wanted to get into is, like, you have the thought process that we went through was absolutely there as well. Yeah. Where it's like, you tell people to summon because, or the skip because TDC is going to be more exciting. Well, guess what? TDC was Beast Gohan, for crying out loud. Yeah. So the thought process was there. Now, obviously, Beast Gohan didn't live up to expectations. That's a problem there. So hindsight is 2020. Well, I could have just summoned for Metal Cooler instead of summoning for mid. Well, it's like, but the mid was Beast Gohan. Yeah. So I told
like,
you
if we knew in
for
advance,
Beast Gohan, and I got it right
in advance that TDC was Beast Gohan, how many less people do you think would have summoned for Metal Cooler? Because we would have all assumed that Beast would be absolutely insane. So And then, yeah, when it was revealed to be Beast, like so many people have said, like even I saw people even in my chat,
thing.
yeah, like saying, oh, you know, I felt really bad that I didn't summon for Metal Cooler, like after, you know, Turles came out and everything. But now that I see that TDC is Beast, like I'm glad I saved my stones. And then obviously it turned out that he wasn't that great. So unfortunately that did kind of, you know, do a full flip reversal.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
there's a process here and rules that we abide by for, and those videos mainly serve to players who don't have the answer. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're somebody who just summons on every banner, knock yourself out. Who cares?
Yeah,
they're your dragon stones. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But the purpose of that video, I am not holding a weapon to you and saying do not summon on the banner. I'm saying like, hey, I don't think the banner, the value banner, I can't talk. The value on this banner is here. You should probably not summon on this. I think that it's your stones are better spent elsewhere.
Yeah.
Typically during the year, these filler Dokkan Fests, they come and go. Like this is a fun team for a month and then it goes away. But obviously this time it didn't go that way. So, you know, we're kind of following the traditional rule here. Yeah, most of the year I'm telling you to skip things.
Yeah.
I am suggesting you skip things. I am not forcing you to skip. If you think Metal Cooler is worth it, go ahead. Like it again, it's like that's your decision to make. It's not mine. So I think deflecting and pointing fingers and saying like, oh, YouTubers told us to like not to summon, so I didn't summon. It's like if my opinion alone is enough to get you to not summon and you've been playing for years, then it's like I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Because again, it's you can make that decision on your own, but I'm making the video for those who may be on the fence about it.
Yeah.
If you want to summon, then summon. If you don't want to summon, then don't summon. But you're like, I don't know, maybe should I summon? That's the whole point of the video. It's like, yeah, this character is impressive. To me, at the time, he felt more like an investment character. Probably better to just wait. And I still stand by that because we talked about it. I don't know how much we've talked about it. First form Frieza, like if we go from the end game player perspective of I'm looking for characters to run in difficult content. Super 17, terrible. 17 and 18, terrible. 17 and 17, terrible. Did I say first form Frieza? Maybe I did.
Yeah.
He's terrible. The physical final form Cooler EZA was to be determined. The Turles EZA was to be determined. So when I made my video, and again, unfortunately, the YouTube hustle, I can't wait 3 weeks to tell you if you should summon or not. I have to get that video out.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have to make it under the premise that this EZA is probably going to be like decent, but not that great. Fat Boo, a limited niche character who appears on like every 3 banners. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, not a must run on the Daima team.
Yeah.
Gohan and Piccolo, terrible. So 1 terrible unit, 4 terrible units, 2 question marks, a niche unit, and then an okay unit. Like that's just not a good banner.
Yeah. Yeah, his banner was not good. Like
you can literally go look in the replies. It's all just like people saying this banner's a pile of crap. This is one of the worst banners ever.
Yeah.
Like, so I think it was just in the better interest of players who didn't know what to do. It's like, yeah, you should probably skip this banner. So, like, that's where I got frustrated and like kind of saying this idea that I was like depriving players of a resource or a good character. It's like, I don't think that's really the case. I think it's an unfortunate situation how it played out.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things that's always difficult to know because random filler Dokkan Fest, even like Deborah and stuff, like Deborah was pretty good, but again, like his banner wasn't
skippable.
Great. Like, and as you said, I thought I wasn't sure because I didn't want to say it for you. But it's like the thing you said before the thing when we were talking before is like, as much as Metal Cooler's team is awesome and it's the best team in the game, probably at the moment, like you don't need to have Metal Cooler. Like you can beat everything in the game still without having Metal Cooler. Obviously, you do need other new units or newer units, but it's not like if you didn't summon for Metal Cooler, you can't like you know you can't now play the game.
There's something else that I can second with here.
Yeah.
The difference, I think, of like a lot of people have been drawing comps. It's like what team was better, this team or the superhero team in 2024. I think what made the superhero team so popular and so many people were running it was just the format in which it was. It was an anniversary banner team. So everybody had it. Like you didn't have to summon on just nonsense to get it. And so, like, you think about the premium or the premier version of the Metal Cooler team, it has a legendary summon character on it with Turles, another legendary summon character on it with Goma, a Deborah who was on a bad banner. Like Metal Cooler, who newer players may not have the physical one, because again, he's on that Cell Max banner, which another one probably shouldn't summon. Don't look at the multi.
Yeah,
it's kind of just one of those things, right? Where the Beast Gohan team was so accessible because this was global foresight. This is another side effect of that, of not having that foresight, because this would be so easy. Everyone would just be saving for Metal Cooler right now if this was the normal schedule. But that's not the world we live in anymore. This is the world is like, welcome to the canon timeline, folks. Like, this is how it goes sometimes. You're going to skip a banner and regret it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing as well, though. It's kind of like, if you skip to Metal Cooler, and even if you are one of those people that's like, oh, man, like, YouTubers told me to skip Metal Cooler, even if, especially if you're like free to play, you probably would have skipped him anyway. But like, it's like, oh, YouTubers told me to skip Metal Cooler. And now, like, when the GDC comes in, just over a month's time or whatever, the GDC comes out and it's like insane, and like the 4 new best units in the game and stuff, you probably will be kind of happy that you have extra stones that you didn't use for Metal Cooler, if we've now got like, because like I say, GDC last year, like all of those characters were among the best new units in the game. And that's why, as you said, and as I've said and before, and as we've talked about before on previous episodes, like, you want to be saving primarily for these big celebrations where they release the characters that are pretty much always the best units in the game. And obviously, as I've said this for years, where it's like, you should summon on whoever you want, because it's your game. The whole point of the game is to have fun. The flip side of it is, don't summon on every single banner and then be one of those people that like comes into the chat or is on Twitter and is like, oh, I didn't pull any of the anniversary characters, so I'm quitting Dokkan. And then you're like, well, how many stones did you have going into the anniversary? And it was like, well, none. It's like, well, then what did you expect? Yeah. Like, so you should summon for whatever you want, but just be aware that these big celebrations that we tell you to save for, because they're basically always the best units in the game, then when you don't have any stones for those big celebrations and you don't pull them, you then kind of like, don't be that person that then complains because, you chose to summon on all those other banners. Like, and that's what I try and say in my videos. Like I said, it's all about getting the most value out of your stones, which if for you, that is just summon the characters you like, then that's cool. But you've got to be aware that
I think I can,
these big things happen. So
I've always kind of been in the thought process of like, and Minato said this before, so I'm kind of just taking it from them, but like, there's 2 things that don't align with Dokkan. One of those is being free to play, and the second one is pulling everything. Like, you're not going to have every character in the game being free to play. Like, when they come out, like maybe over time, like, your luck kind of builds up and you have a stretch where it's like, I'm free to play and I have all the LRs because the stars align. But I'm not free to play and I don't have all the LRs right now. Like, I'm missing a few because I try to limit my summons on bad banners. Turles, like maybe I gave it a rotation to kind of go for it, but that's it. I stopped there. So I think that, people get into their heads. They want to emulate people that they watch on YouTube, I think is another symptom of it, where it's like, you don't want to play the private server, but you also want to have everything. So you try and summon for everything. You chase dupes, right?
Yeah.
So, and I don't even I could just be talking to the wall, because I feel like it's, a lot of people in the chat, like names I see all the time, people that like have been covered like with us for years. So it's like, they kind of get it. But there is like, with the should you summon videos, there is a process. There is a checklist that goes into those. Do I have it on the screen? Am I doing that? Maybe I should have that on the screen, but is the value there? Is this worth your time, right? Like, what is the featured unit looking like? What is the number of featured characters? How close are we to major celebrations? If the Metal Cooler banner was in October, I'd be like, maybe, because you got 3 months until anniversary. But Metal Cooler came out 4 weeks before LR Beast Gohan did. And again, with LR Beast Gohan, the process was absolutely correct. And I'll stand on that. Where the process was, hey, let's skip Metal Cooler and think ahead, because ahead is going to be something exciting. And if you were sitting and doing flips in your chair when you saw Beast Gohan's animations, then the process worked. It's just everything after that.
Yeah.
Again, the canon timeline.
Exactly.
Hindsight's 2020.
Because that's the thing,
So-
like it works both ways. Like we said, like no one would have
Mhm.
predicted that Metal Cooler would be as good as he. Well, I mean, from his kit you can kind of tell, but no one would have predicted that he
Sure.
would be as good as he is, and that his team would get all the buffs that it is. But then, just on the flip side of that as well, is like no one would have predicted that. Oh, we were going to get a Beast Gohan for TDC, but actually he isn't that good. Like it's
He
just
isn't
like,
what
it's like two
I disagree
things
with that
you just
even.
don't expect to happen. Like because most
He's not
people just
unrunnable.
assumed. Well, yeah, I know he is good. I say not
Like-
when I say not that good, I really just mean he's not
hear
as
you.
good as he should have been. He's not as good as people
Sure.
wanted him to be because he's not the second coming of like he's not STR Beast 2.0, but he is
Mhm.
still good. He's just not as good as like we would kind of expect for the second Beast Gohan, for the Tanabara LR.
Disappointing
like,
is a
headline
fine
character.
adjective for
Yeah,
it.
he's
I have no
disappointing.
issues
That doesn't
with
mean
that.
that doesn't mean he's bad, but he is disappointing. I've been my hot take for this celebration that I've been arguing back and forth with a couple of different people about is that I genuinely think STR Cooler's EZA is better than Beast Gohan, but I'm gonna leave that out there.
I mean, that's
Uh,
yeah. I don't know how like much I feel like arguing about that. It's like, I don't know. It's tough. Like it's you just think about the amount of support you can bathe that cooler in right now.
yeah, but I mean that
It's
helps
like you
a
have the
lot.
Cell Max
but-
domain, you have the metal cooler, like
Yeah.
all that different things going on. It's he has a good like it's a cohesive situation. I mean, that's like
I think
part of
it's the thing
character. I
that
get it.
disappoints me the most about Beast, not to spend too much time because we did talk about him last time, but it's just the fact that like because he can't go in slot 1 and he's a counter unit, like for him to really be impressive and for you to be like, oh yeah, that was a fun turn for Beast, is when there's loads of attacks for him to counter. And I know it's situational because the attack placement, whilst there is some pattern to it for some of the bosses, obviously a lot of it's also down to RNG. Like I had multiple times when I first used him where like every single turn there was like one attack in slot 2. So it's like, oh cool, so he gets to do one counter. Like apart from the active skill turn, it's like, right, now I can put him in slot 1 where there's like 6 attacks. Whereas obviously, as I said, because that's the playstyle I prefer and why I like STR Cooler so much, if STR Cooler's going in slot 2, he doesn't care if the enemy's only attacking once because he's going to do all the attacks he's going to do regardless. So it's just kind of disappointing when you get that character that, yeah, Beast is like at his most fun when you get a bunch of attacks for him to counter. And then unfortunately, because he can't go in slot 1, there's just a lot of situations where it's like, oh, there's like one attack in slot 2. So he gets to do one counter. So then it doesn't really feel like a fun turn for him. It's like, I don't know if they just didn't want to make them too similar to the original Beast or also too similar to Tech Vegito. But I just don't understand why he doesn't have a taunt. Like if he's going to be a counter character that can't go in slot 1, like why doesn't he have a taunt? I don't get it. But yeah, it's
yeah, I mean,
it's unfortunate.
there's frustrating elements. I mean, it's definitely the case. Like I'm not here to argue that.
Yeah.
I do think that there is an overblown narrative with the character though.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like, oh, this guy is unrunnable and I summoned for like I wasted my stone summoning for this character. I mean, you could make that argument, sure.
I mean, if you're disappointed
but
by him,
again-
then obviously your opinion that you wasted your stones can be valid. But yeah, he is good. He suffers from that thing that happens a lot in games, movies. It's kind of anything where it's like, because he's not as good as people wanted him to be, they act like he's worse than he actually is, which is like that unfortunate position for him to be stuck in because, yeah, he is good. He's just not as good as he probably could have been. But he's definitely still good. I still have fun like using him when I do use him, but it is kind of one of those things where because he's not as good as maybe we would have liked, and because we have this crazy villain team or even villain teams, because that's the thing, I don't have Metal Cooler, but I can still run a really good, really fun, terrifying Conquerors team with Goma as the leader and just bring a Tech Metal Cooler friend. And so like those teams just kind of feel more fun to use at the moment than Beast does, which I think kind of plays into that, him just feeling a bit disappointing even though he is good. It's just some of the other teams that we have just feel like they are better and like more fun. But yeah, he is still good, but just not as good as he could be, unfortunately. But the funny thing is we only have to wait 6 months and then STR Beast gets his EZA and they have the same name, so they can't link together anyway. So he'll kind of just be, he'll end up being forgotten because STR Beast will just be back again, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's yeah, again, just something that's like, I made a video just saying like, I like, guys, we got to talk about this. Like, I understand I make sure you summon videos, and maybe I missed the mark a little bit on this one, but I still don't regret the thought process of saying I think this metal cooler is probably not worth your GDC and your TDC stones.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Unfortunately, sometimes I just get wrong. Like, we get it wrong.
Yeah.
And I still don't think that's a banner you go all in on regardless.
Yeah, because it's one of those things as well. Like, his team is really good when you do also have, like, you don't have to necessarily have the best version of his team for it to still be good. But his team is really good when you also have all the other pieces. So if you're a free-to-play person and you did summon for Metal Cooler, but you then also, that means you don't have, like, LR Turles, you don't have Cell Max, maybe you don't have, like, Golden Freezer and Gogeta. Like, Metal Cooler is still good, but the best version of his team is also with a lot of these other bigger, like his Part 2 LR and all this other kind of stuff. So yeah, I still think in terms of the general thought process, the idea of skipping a, you know, quote unquote filler Dokkan Fest that had a terrible banner that came out right before the TDC, like, yeah, it makes sense that the thought process was you probably don't need to summon for this guy right now. And then Dokkan just did a Uno reverse and decided to make him the craziest release for like a filler Dokkan Fest and give him tons of like support and new characters and all this, which I don't think anyone could have expected. So every summon or skip video now going forward for a filler Dokkan Fest, I'm gonna have to remember to add in the caveat and just be like, or I could be wrong and he could be the next Tech Metal Cooler, but who knows?
Oh, by the way, everything I just said, you guys don't have to listen because I got it wrong that one time.
Yeah, because it could just be Tech Metal Cooler again. But that's the other thing is I've seen people say that like because Tech Metal Cooler was so good and because they've given him all this support, it now makes them worried from like a free-to-play player perspective and stuff, because now it's kind of like open season and any release could end up being the next Tech Metal Cooler, like a random filler Dokkan Fest that then for the next 2 months. But that's gets all
the
these
thing
buffs.
Is though, it's the kit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and it's
the kit isn't always going to be that.
Yeah, but that's the gacha game thing as well, because like if they've now got the players in the mindset of like, oh well, now we really can't skip any characters because they could be the next Tech Metal Cooler. It's like, well, that's what the game that wants
video.
to make money. Like that's what they want you to do. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The second you think you need to summon on literally everything is like, that's when Akatsuki won.
Yeah.
And we can't have that.
Exactly.
They don't partner creators anyway. It doesn't matter. Like that's it's like, yeah, like that's the whole thing. Like I make those videos to help players like beat the system.
Yeah.
Because like at the end of the day, like it just like, I promise you don't need this Metal Cooler team. Will it make your life easier? Yes. But you don't need it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we said, you don't need to have
items, we got tools,
everything in the game. Like he's fun to have, he's fun to use, but yeah, you can still beat everything in the game. And he is in a unique position because, like you said, it is the kit as well. Because we were talking about him on my stream this morning, and like his kit just makes it so hard for him to age out as well. Because he gives support, you could use him even when he starts to age out and become like more units come out that you can run with him that are better, and he starts to become more of like a floating support. And then when the game power creeps even more, and he gets to the point of like, you know, bosses are now able to like one-shot him. Like in theory, you could still run him on teams as a slot 3 floating character, because if there's only one attack in slot 3 and you give him an int orb, he survives KO attacks and then heals at the end of the turn. So like it'll be so hard for him to age out to the point where he's completely unrunnable, which is just kind of crazy. Like he's in a very unique position because of his kit that like he is just going to age very, very well. And yeah, they've obviously bolstered that by giving him all these crazy releases. But yeah, like it's not, I feel like the game, there's no way they're going to do a crazy shift as they have done in the past with some anniversaries. Like there's no way the GDC content is going to suddenly make him irrelevant because I mean that would invalidate like 90% of the game. So yeah, he's going to be fun to have. I think we worked it out based on Tao's release last year, and when he came back, that Metal Cooler will probably come back around November. Although someone made a very good point that like if they really do, because we know that they see feedback, they see what the community is like talking about and stuff. I could see them bringing him back early, like on a banner that is probably not even that good because they know people would summon on. Like imagine if they just brought out some random bait banner right before the GDC, but it has Tech Metal Cooler on it. Like people would summon on it. So it's it'd be interesting to see what happens, I guess. But
yeah, for sure. It's hell of a world we live in. That's yeah, I think you did a good job of summing it up where it's like there really is sort of this long-term ramification of it where it's like it could potentially become an issue in the future.
Yeah. Hopefully it will just be an anomaly because like we said, they haven't really ever done this before. So I guess it's just kind of like we'll see if they ever do something like this again with just a random filler release, especially for an extreme. That's the biggest part. Filler release character just getting all of these buffs. But yeah, who knows? All right. Well.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
my bad. This World Cup finals coming down to the end here.
I see.
Okay. I mean, it's like I feel like we covered everything here today. TDC.
True.
I guess we could kind of end it with that. Not TDC. Excuse me. The end of the Dokkan Fest after that. Like, kind of what do we want?
That's right. I just one of mine. I will get one minor thing. Yeah, that is diabolical. They could do that. Absolutely. Drace mentioning in the chat. Imagine they drop like a Tech Metal Cooler alternate art banner. Because that is diabolical because it's got like the two versions of him. So even if you did have him and you pull the alternate art one, then it doesn't even count as a dupe. That would be insane.
Here's the thing. That's a W if it's recent.
Yeah.
Because new players will be able to get him.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be super easy.
It'd be really it would be really annoying for all the people that did have him already, but really good for the people that didn't have him. So but yeah, so in terms of upcoming, so last year I looked it up because obviously it's difficult to go by last year's time frame because obviously the schedule was moved around and we had GDC going on now and then TDC was later in the year. But now that they've moved it back to TDC being in the time spot that Tanabata originally was in, we can go back and look at 2024 JP schedule because that's the last time Tanabata was at this time. The Carnival Jiren banner came out basically around the same day that the Cellmax banner came out this time. So based on that timing for last year, the next Dokkan Fest after TDC was the end of July. So essentially 2 weeks or just under 2 weeks from now. That's when we should get the next Dokkan Fest. And yeah, who knows? Because it's, especially for filler Dokkan Fest, I feel like it really is open to being almost anything. The video that I made today, I go through some of the stuff in that. So it's like they did that thing in the files recently where they updated the naming thing for like giant 8 Kid Gohans or something. So I could see maybe we get like a Dokkan Fest Kid Gohan. Because I think Drace pointed it out to me earlier today, but the only 2022 characters left that need EZAs are Tech Bardock and the Tech LR Super Saiyan Gohan and Super Saiyan Goku from the Cell Games What If thing. So they are both Goku family characters, and they both have Goku family leader skills, funnily enough, as well. So I'm kind of thinking maybe a Goku family character of some kind, and then they throw those EZAs in. But there's also the Peppy Gals banner that comes out like 2 weeks after that, which is the just random filler bait banner, and then it'll be GDC. But I think maybe a Kid Gohan based on that naming change thing. But I'm not really sure. Is there anything you would like to see as a filler character that deserves the spot, or what are you thinking?
I'm sorry, the soccer game, dude. I'm sorry. I'm not reacting. I don't want to spoil. Yeah. You what would I like to see? Something that doesn't make me want to summon.
Yeah, true.
More
Something
buffs
not
for the
hype.
metal cooler team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would be cool with something else for Realm of Gods. How's that sound?
Yeah. Because Realm of Gods is probably
Give me
one
a
of my
Whis.
other like favorite teams at the moment. That Realm of Gods is a great team.
Mhm.
That's my go-to for like some of those
Yeah.
events that we get now for like the seriously serious missions and stuff, where it's like use a unit of each typing. It's just like, yeah, let's just use the Realm of Gods team. Although a new AGL character for that team, so that you don't have to just use AGL UI Goku, would actually be kind of good, because I don't have. Well, I guess to be fair, yeah, they did AGL God Goku. I just don't have him. But yeah, Realm of Gods could be fun. Another crossover. Xenoverse 2 got their final DLC now, so let's do the final Xenoverse crossover.
Oh.
That crazy UI.
Let's get an ultra super villain quelled.
Yeah, quelled. That's it.
Quelled.
Goku.
Come on.
Yeah, and then crazy Fu with his whatever his new final form's called, where he'd look kind of have Sephiroth vibes going on. Like, that'd be pretty cool.
I saw, I had to tune in because I saw there was a free kick coming in that was very close to the goal. I won't say what happened after, but I was like, I got to tune in real quick. But that's kind of what I got caught up with. It was basically a penalty kick. That's how close it was.
I see.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's it's for a 2-man show. We basically did almost 2.5. That's not bad.
I know. I didn't realize it was that late. So
yeah.
Go.
Yeah, what else do we got?
Yeah, I think that's it.
LRSL Max is fun. EZA is good. GDC could be whatever. I think we're leaning Z.
Yeah.
Summon points. W change.
Yeah, I've got
Lube,
enough points for my next ticket as well, so I'm looking forward to that change.
Do you know which one you'll be going with?
I don't know. I'm thinking the Carnival banner maybe because it's got the anniversary Carnival LRs on it, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll wait until it's they're in game and I can look at the lineups again right in front of me, and then I'll decide. I think because both of all the banners, even like the summon tickets, always have since they came out. Like they've always had multiple units on it that I really don't want to get. So I guess it just depends which one of them has the least bad options, because the Carnival one has always been pretty bad for me, where there's only really been like one character that I've wanted, but then I've used my ticket for the Dokkan Fest banner and gotten like STR Baby, and then like AGL 16 was the next one. It's just like I kind of really only wanted like mini Forku or like dupes for Golden Freezer and Gogeta, because like both of them are only 55% for me. But yeah, so we'll see.
For sure. Okay. Well, with all that being said, that will do it for episode number 90. We are closing in on episode 100. We got a ways to go. What is that? About 20 weeks or so.
Yeah, so roughly
we'll probably miss an episode here and there. Yeah. So this time, you know what? It might work out that episode 100 lands at the 12th anniversary. It's right around there.
I was just trying to work it out. Yeah, I was just looking at the calculator. So like on a rough average, if it was like 20 weeks, that's like 4.6 months or something like that from now. So that
4.6. Okay,
something like that. So
but
we're gonna brings us up to like January. Like basically, whether it's the beginning or the end or the middle or whatever it is, it will probably line up that the 100th episode will probably be during the anniversary at some point, whether it's at the beginning or the
we're gonna
end.
have Geppy on.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll make that special, but we got a ways to go. So thank you guys for watching, listening on Spotify, whatever it is. Thank you to anybody who contributed. I believe we had a super chat in there. Ningen, are there any memberships that you need to shout out, or are we good on that end?
No, I think that was the one. So shout outs to you guys, but shout out to everyone for being here. And like Vilify said, appreciate all you guys that are watching the VOD, listening to Spotify, all that good stuff. So yeah,
don't forget to drop a like here.
And it's typical. Her turn to host and bailed. So make sure
exactly.
that
I had to do it.
Duties are resumed next week. Or next time, I should say, not next week. Sorry, next episode.
I'm self-plugging real quick. I made my second channel for Bleach content at Vilify Dose. If you guys want to check that out, it might have been 2. I already forget what the ad is, but Bleach Mirrors High came out, so we're going to dabble into that because I've been wanting to make a Bleach channel for a while. So if you guys could Go check that out. Go sub, any of that fun stuff. I would appreciate it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And as always, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Have a good one.